to be the greatest player of all time. But now, in today's Counter-Strike, after this break, is he still working?
Like Kojima games.
From fans to foe, love him or hate him, anticipating the return of the king or praying on his downfall, you'll be watching either way. It's simple, there's no one else like him.
But he still
I was gone for almost 2 years, and that's one of the chances that I can't miss. I'm back, and I'm gonna prove that I'm good. It's do or die time.
Needs a multi-kill, first found, Twist aggressing, they have to double peek, he's getting his shot, he's hitting another one! What in his name, number 1 in the game, he's done it again! Simple just jumping casually into the side, he's gonna fall down again and distract. What is that? You can't do that, Simple! That's not allowed! This is not FPL, this is a major!
Yes, everyone talking about the return of Simple, but also maybe even about the return of FaZe Clan with Simple, but also maybe even Liquid on the other side with Twist and Naf and company. Ready to lock this one in. We're ready to walk into it. My name's Trace. Alongside me is going to be Josh. He goes by the name of Steel, me, Stunna, and us, the Intel Extreme Masters Dallas, right there for the taking still. Day 1, match 1, game 1. I want to welcome you back. Josh, we got a cool one on our hands, though. We've talked a lot about Simple being back in the server. Let's kind of look at some of the things going on. Big picture for FaZe, where they are, what that problem is right now.
Well, I mean, Kerrigan said it best. They've got 3 former Liquid players there. You know, they've got a Liege in there. They've got Skulls now standing in for the side of Rain. But, I mean, you look at these teams right now, and it's like you could talk about either team that's going to mix and match so perfectly, because Liege used to play for Liquid for like 5, 6, whatever, how many years on that team. Twist is now back to Liquid, was playing with FaZe just up until the middle of, what, like last year or something like that, when Frozen came into play, or maybe it's been longer, I don't even know. Time blurs, time is a flat circle, something like that, and then Frozen comes in for Katowice last year, right? And then, you know, he says it again, new in-game leader versus 2 stand-ins. And then the main point is Simple is here, and you don't really know what to expect. You just expect something fun to happen. It's going to be a good match to watch, because there's so many things that you're still trying to figure out that they're trying to figure out as well. And we look at Simple face it stats. He's been playing, again, like these 3 stacks, 4 stacks with his teammates, 15 matches played in a couple of weeks, which is basically like a game a day of face it puck. So 3 practice days that they've had together with FaZe and Simple on that. I don't know if they've even been preparing with Skulls specifically for this or whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see what type of style they do, but the thing that works for Kerrigan and his style is that it's kind of loose, and a lot of it relies on individuals just stepping up and doing the right thing.
And luckily, they've got some pretty damn good individuals on the side of FaZe. Let's go ahead and hear from Simple, like I promised.
Very big day today. Simple is officially back in the server with FaZe. Jersey's looking great on you. How's it feeling to be part of the team?
Feeling great, feeling great. Yeah, looking forward to play first game.
Obviously, we've seen you guys, or you rather, playing a little bit of Face It prior to this event. Anything else you've been doing to get back in the zone?
Yes, I was practicing nades every day and playing DM with aimbot, and was learning new positions on 7 different maps.
Obviously, for you, it's been a long time since you played competitively. How much have you missed that feeling?
I missed a lot. Most of all, I miss playing in front of people. So hopefully we'll manage to qualify to players.
The road starts today for you guys with FaZe Clan. Got a couple of questions about Kerrigan and his kind of leadership style. Obviously, no official for you guys just yet, but in terms of that practice, the preparation, what kind of role is Kerrigan taking up there?
I think he's doing all roles and helping to every player. So we'll do perfect round and no one fucked up. So we can actually practice something, you know, because most of the time I forget some rounds, and he's always saying what to do to each player. And sometimes when he wants to do something new, he explains it really quick.
Obviously, Liquid, your first opponent, probably quite familiar with them and their jersey as well. Any thoughts going up against them as opponents?
Yeah, I just want to destroy them, yeah. There is ex-Liquid players as well, and they probably want to do the same. So, yeah.
Classic Simple fashion. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
There's just something about the way he says destroy that makes me believe. You know, it makes me want to believe that that's what we're going to witness or see transpire, rather, in the server today, especially when you think about some of the firepower that it has taken to get FaZe the positions that they're in. And I'm talking about stand-in city, man. They've done it a couple damn times with substitutions in their lineup. And I'm not talking about Sasha. I'm talking about the fact that Rain isn't here and Skulls is here.
Yeah, I mean, we look at kind of what they've done, what Kerrigan specifically has done with this FaZe lineup. 4 wins with different stand-ins. I can remember this Chroman one all too well because we played them actually in the group stage of that Belo Horizonte event, and we got kind of destroyed by those guys. That was with like Nico and Guardian still on the roster, but
I think
we got, no, I think completely destroyed. Simple, you know, said it.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do to Liquid right now, and I mean, for him, I guess it sounds a little bit personal as well. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, it leads to the question, right? So we can see all the stand-ins and the sort of system that works so fluidly sometimes when FaZe has a stand-in. Now, the question being that FaZe hasn't necessarily had that rhythm to their rhyme recently. And in doing so, can we pinpoint that? Can we look at this and say, okay, Twist came out of the FaZe lineup, went over to Liquid. Is it as easy as putting that on a timeline saying, boom, there it is?
I don't know if it's like the pinpoint marker right when he leaves, because there was still kind of on fire for a little bit with Frozen, but it was like second places. They did have a first place in that mix of everything going on, but it was just like 4 events with Frozen where they kind of kept that same rhythm and form that they had with Twists, and then going on, like, what happens after that? And it's just abysmal. Relatively speaking, right? 5th, 6th, it's not like it's all of the end of the world, but when you start going out 13th to 16th, when you exit in the quarterfinals, if you stop making it out past that group stage, that's when you're in real turmoil if your team that previously was in the grand finals of pretty much like 8 tournaments in a row almost. So that's basically the contrast that we're looking at right now.
And see, here's the thing about a guy like Twist. Man's like Twist. Now, yes, he finds himself over there in a really cool position within Liquid, and also he did come from the school of Karagorn, so perhaps he can give us some of those thoughts.
First game for Liquid here is going to be versus FaZe. Obviously, you've quite the history against FaZe. It's always been a little bit strugglesome for you guys. How different do you feel the situation is going to be for you guys today, though?
Completely different teams, different circumstances. Should be a good game.
In terms of going up against Simple, where do you think he's going to be at in terms of coming back into competitive play?
It's hard to say, but we know what his level can be. I think he's a good player, and we have to respect it.
Obviously, 2 different trajectories for the teams as well, but no secret that FaZe has been struggling a little bit. You guys have been on the up since adding Shuey. How much more stable do you feel in this head-to-head today, maybe compared to previous ones?
Yeah, we just need to focus on ourselves, and that's kind of where we would win or lose the game, is if we lose to ourselves. So, yeah, we just need to do our thing.
Final question, all pink style, obviously Simple on the other side. Ultimate, he's been having a little bit of a strugglesome period, showing that consistency. Have you guys been doing anything in particular with him, or is it more on him to improve that form?
It's not really a concern. He's been playing good the past 2 weeks, so see how it goes.
Looking forward to see how it goes down. Thank you so much, Twist.
Yeah, and for a guy like Twist, like I'm saying, he is one of the most accomplished players to ever grace the halls of NA within Counter-Strike itself. And, well, I don't see this being something where he's just going to lay down and take this one.
Yeah, I think one of these things that we've learned from, I guess, Twist moving out of FaZe and coming into Liquid and kind of everything that's been going on with FaZe recently is that, you know, there's a lot more that goes into a roster that you need to have it. It's like a recipe when you're cooking, right? So for FaZe, they bring in, you know, let's get a little bit of salt. It enhances the flavors. It balances out the profiles a little bit. So they get Simple, you know, to be their little bit of salt in there. And the side of Liquid, they bring in Shuey, you know, they needed to get something a little bit sweet. They get some sugar to balance out. They're making a tomato sauce or something, and they need to cut the acidity. They bring in Shuey to kind of mend that. So we look at the vetoes here, and I'm surprised that Liquid actually banned out Nuke and left Train in there. That's kind of alarming for me because Train kind of was their permaban. I thought they would go for something more strategical here because FaZe is playing with 2 stand-ins. No practice, basically, and they've left it up to Ancient Inferno Mirage, which are pretty puggable maps where it's individual skill.
Well, Josh, you might be talking about making some sauces, but ain't shit sweet over here in Dallas at the Intel Extreme Masters, ready to kick off this first game. Liquid v FaZe, it's Dinko and Momo.
Well, definitely an exciting day to kick off this Dallas run, and we've got him back. 181 days. Simple was hitting the server. Him. You know who it is. Everybody's talking about it. Simple has returned, and I think everybody is hoping that he's going to be able to bring back the level we know he's capable of getting to, but we haven't seen it in a very long time, Jason.
No, I mean, look, that's going to be the fun, and I would just like to, not to ruin the fun, because I'm here for the fun. I don't want to be too analytical today, because we don't know what this match has in store for us. Two stand-ins going to get crazy, but I would expect, remember, the whole thing that Kerrigan has had around this change of bringing Simple in has been, this is a Hail Mary. This is our all-in move, and it's for the major. This event is kind of to see what they got to work on over the 2 weeks leading into the major. This is where they get those final notes to be able to improve and change anything to create a miracle out in Austin. And here we are live into the pistol round. It's Team Liquid starting on the T side. Plenty of utility, fast-paced out middle.
Now, we don't know what to expect, but let's just enjoy the show. As Ultimate gets in towards the red room, Kerrigan going to take a few steps back. He sees the pressure coming through that smoke and knows they're going to keep it up. Ultimate just running him down. Kerrigan gone. Elige unable to step up. It's going to be Frozen instead, taking that headshot to respond.
They're kind of stuck in CT spawn, though. They got to get moving forward into the bomb site. Elige holding him at bay. They're going to get pinched any moment. Big kill from Nertz.
Eventually taken down. Frozen at the big box, not able to wrap up Nav. And so Nertz gets that plant in. We've got Simple and Skulls coming back in on this, trying to deny that plant. But Nertz is going to move away, get behind cover, and realize this is still a minute 15 left, but then he swings into the open. Simple offers up one kill. And is there anything else for Simple on the Julies? If he can take down Shuei, it is just Naf, low in HP around the corner, and should be comfortable enough to close this one out. Simple looking for it, but he goes down, and it's going to be Skulls to step up.
Yeah, beautiful shot from Skulls. Nice trade. And Nertz might want that swing back. He's probably trying to communicate something really, really quickly and getting everyone on the same page at that moment, and it just wasn't there. It looks like just an isolated swing. Shuei swings behind the box. Simple's able to isolate it. A really tough affair and good composure from Simple. Keeping the bomb pinned down in the sight for Skulls to take them down 1-0.
I finally can say it. Let's go.
Team Liquid responding with a buys. They're going to come out with Tech 9s, the Deagle. See if they can respond to the pistol round lost straight away.
All right, a little bit of an elbow spotted by Ultimate, so he's going to back off now. Very cautious to start this round, although Liquid has moved out middle. Going to turn the corner towards Donut. It's Elige to defend, and he's going to swing with the smoke, grabs two, runs out of bullets, gets safety. The safety that Frozen provides. And this round is nice and easy for FaZe.
It's got to feel pretty good, though, in terms of, you've had the last few events have been really rough for FaZe, right? You're just seeing all of these sort of emo tweets coming after the events, right? Going to be in a really negative mindset. This isn't a move that you're 100% backing. You know it's a Hail Mary play. That's the way it's been called. And you've got no rain here. You've got Skulls coming in. So you know you've got two stand-ins. But in a way, that does take off the pressure, right? It creates a new environment at least, and it might be that reset button they need for the mood inside the camp for FaZe.
Certainly for this tournament here at Dallas, that's kind of going to be the philosophy, and it's part of the reason why I think the Skulls as a stand-in is so intriguing, because we've seen him now get a shot in Liquid, we saw him get a shot in Furia. Both of those fell flat, didn't quite meet expectations, didn't quite meet up to the potential that we've kind of laid on his shoulders by what his skill set shows that he can be. Right. I think coming into a team like this, Kerrigan is going to give you a lot of freedom at this moment, especially here in Dallas, to just play your own game. I think Skulls, his biggest issue, he's got such good skills and talent, but I think he struggles sometimes to know what play is best to make for him to provide impact for his team. And I think he's going to have a lot of freedom here to just go for those plays without having to think too much about it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Kerrigan can get the best out of Skulls at this event. Simple. Looking to try and get the ball rolling early, gets his head torn off by Twists.
It's good kills with the Deagle. One more, and you've kind of turned the corner economically to where this is the nice round for Team Liquid. So dangerous-ish position for FaZe. Round seems firmly in their control, but any more deaths going to be costly moving into the gun rounds coming next. One more smoke for the top of B ramp, so this will get stalled out even longer. Liquid sad as they have to wait behind it.
Twist going for just a random shot through the smoke, hoping he can pick something up, but nothing like that coming his way. 55 seconds, still plenty of time.
If you want to talk about this move as well, you can understand why it's made. You talked about some of the struggles and some of like the emo tweets that have been coming out. It's been 3 months since FaZe has beat a top 10 team. The last time they beat a top 10 team was February 16th. That's back at PGL Cluj-Napoca. That was Mal's in a victory there. Since then, we've seen FaZe go from the most exciting team of all time in Counter-Strike, an incredible dominance, an incredible core that can keep their run going as long as possible, to now a team that struggles to compete with the top 10, which is a crazy drop-off, which motivates this need to go into an all-in play and put your hopes on Simple.
Oh, another deal shot, and Unleash is also low, so Twist brings him down, and then suddenly, patience pays off for Liquid. It is frozen 1v3, and this round was not expected to go in the way of Liquid, but they find a way through to B. This is going to be a tough one. Damn, what a shot! That is a ridiculous response from Team Liquid. They get paused out behind the smokes. They just wait it out. They go into the B bomb site, and they land all the shots required.
Yeah, Twist had 2 nasty shots in that round, gets 3 kills overall, but really it's Shuhei in the 3v3, just sliding forward to provide the opening kill into the B bomb site. Yeah, that one's nice on Simple. Cleans up the low HP player, but this one is hot. What a round.
Yeah, frustrating round to lose that for Liquid, who could have, FaZe, who could have kept it so clean. 3-0 was teed right up for them, but Team Liquid bouncing back. They can have an AK over in the hands of a couple of players now as well, and that's a scary situation, but one of them's gone already. Karrigan winning the fight against Twists.
Yeah, with an MP9, not even taking any damage, so Shuhei steps up next, takes a dink, but happy for the 4-on-4. Elige, the one to go through jump up, clear out towards Cave and Jaguar. And now man the position that Karrigan's death abdicated. So for Liquid, it's fallen all the way back. Happy with the kill, happy with the presence towards B lane, happy to deny information, and now moving around the map. You could see Nertz over towards the A-bomb site already making his play, doing it a step ahead of the rest of his team so he can call them over with information.
He's just going to keep going as well. Nertz very comfortable to take the space around the back. Frozen going to have a peek now, instantly landing the dink onto Nertz, but not taking the kill.
Yeah, smart play from Nertz as well, just predicting the follow-up off that dink. Molotov misses it, smoke comes in, good spray. That's the bomb site opened up, but still 2 to find.
Yeah, well, the mid-fight's so important here. Lige needs to pick them up, and Shuhei going down to elbow opens up an opportunity. Nertz is so low on health, still inside of the site, and they'll drop back. 1 player into the boost, 1 to A main. But look how far away Skulls is, and they don't have a kit. So this is not going to be a round that Team Liquid attempt. And we are looking at FaZe.
That FaZe attempt.
Oh, rather FaZe. It's so hard with all
you
this sort of.
You just see Elige and you're going for Team Liquid.
It's all the history between all these players and organizations. It's almost impossible to keep track of it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though. Kind of looking into that, all the history between these players.
So many former teammates.
Yeah. How many roads have been traveled together as players throughout different stages of their careers? You know, we're talking almost 10 years ago where Simple was playing in the Liquid team. It was in 2016, right? So it's like, it's crazy to think of all the sort of back and forth that we've had over the years between these players.
Yeah, the shared history. Twist stepping into Team Liquid back in 2017 to join Elige and Naf there as teammates and learn a lot from them over the years. Go on to win the Grand Slam, most successful North American team. Now enemies heading into Austin as the major returns to North America. And for now, with the recent acquisition of Shuhei as the IGL, they too are looking at this like final chance to get some notes. Yeah. We haven't had a whole lot of time to build the deep playbook, and we got a couple weeks left after this, so let's see what we're working with at this very moment.
Well, FaZe have spoken about the boot camp they have planned after this event as well. They've got the old Complexity facility up in Arlington.
Now the FaZe facility, I guess we'd call it, yeah, with the acquisition.
So they now have access to that facility in Arlington, so that's not too far of a drive away after this event to really get in shape going into the major in Austin.
Ooh. He wants that ace. Gonna give it up.
Yeah, that's the discipline back away. I know I'd be going for it, but
well, it's a 2 HP.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
let's Shuhei take that final kill.
Look at all those rocks.
So much aura, you know who it is without even seeing who's sitting at the desk.
Cool colors. Neo pacing behind the boys heading into this gun round. Round 6. No op yet on the board for either side. Simple on the MP9 Ultimates. The offer for Team Liquid on the AK-47 still, as Liquid's rattled off 3 in a row after winning a 3rd round Deagle buy.
Here comes Shuhei on the charge out into middle. It's going to be Frozen to go down first. So Team Liquid have the opening maneuver, followed up by Twists.
That's beautiful. And, you know, a lot of the conversation after the Twist IGL was what's Twist going to look like, stepping away from that responsibility. Shuhei comes in as a space-taking in-game leader. He plays from the front when he's calling his tactics. He takes 20% of the opening duel, so he likes to get stuck into the action for Team Liquid, and him and Twist have just cracked open this whole map. So FaZe will work themselves into a save scenario. Nert's watching for those pushes to be able to cut that off, but the round is won from Liquid over at the A bomb site.
Yeah, round's pretty much done before it really even got started. Nert's to walk through the smoke. There's a free kill for Simple, an AK-47.
Yeah, not your favorite thing to give away. Nert's trying to get sneaky and take some guns out at the very end. There might be some losses sustained from Liquid on this exit. It looks like they have an idea, an inkling, a feeling that they want to go for the hunt, but Ultimate's been called off. So from here, 4-2, the lead grows. Alige finds a duel against Naf, doesn't want it. Prioritizes the M4, now Liquid growing that number on the scoreboard.
They might repeat it, or they might push A here. Let's do Fnatic.
Oh, calling Fnatic strats in 2025. Yeah.
Hey, okay.
All right. Okay.
Well, Shuhei, I think they're going to repeat what they've already put down on the server.
Yeah, it's a glimpse into the mind games between the IGLs, isn't it, as we get into this first time out, is just understanding what both teams have in their pocket, what they've got in their playbook, when they like to bring it out, and just having that sense, that feel from practicing, from playing against them so many times over the years of getting that vibe of what Kerrigan likes to do, of where he's going to take things on this CT side Ancient. And it's especially hard to do if you're Shuhei and Team Liquid right now, considering the double stand-in situation. So as much as we talk about what guys like Skulls and Simple can bring, we also know that it brings the unknown to their opposition. So there is a little bit of an X factor in that one. So Shuhei's trying to piece it together through this timeout. And FaZe looking to rebound after taking 4 straight losses here on Ancient after a pistol round victory.
Tech issue early on. Neo having a conversation with the referees, the admins. So hopefully not one that takes a
terrible amount of time, but it's all right. We're in Dallas again, and Dallas has been a party every year we've been here.
Dude, every single time we come, there's some sort of exciting storyline. Last year, obviously, it was the G-Stu storyline.
G-Stu, yep.
That's why I've bought into the Simple idea, you know? It's like Dallas has always got some magic going on, so I'm like, all right, this is it.
Okay.
This is how it's going to go down. Simple's going to make it. But so far, not so good to kick this map off, but they're just getting warmed up, Jason.
Yeah, it just started first map and first map of the series
first
as well.
Official as well. And you're playing with 2 stand-ins. You know, if you're coming in with 1, if it's just Simple, then fair enough. But you've also had to add in Skulls. But if there is an in-game leader that I trust to figure it out quickly, it's Kerrigan.
Yeah, I mean, it puts more responsibility on his shoulders. Kerrigan probably comes into this match thinking, you know, actually, it'd be interesting to talk to him. One of 2 ways, right? You either come into the match and say, you know what, we got 2 stand-ins. This is basically a full-blown pug. I'm going to put way more focus into fragging and creating opportunities and creating things on the map. The other one is to say, it's a full-blown pug. The only way we're going to win this is if I just focus everything on keeping this ship organized and steered in the right directions. So as the IGL, you have the option of going either way. I would imagine Kerrigan, with Rain missing, his longtime right-hand man.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go more towards the fragging side of things.
Well, let's see how that goes down. It's going to be Frozen opening things up as we get into round 7. The mid-fight goes the way of FaZe as they climb up into the ledge. And it will slow down. Naf forced away by the smoke. Shuei's going to hit the pause button, and Twist still searching towards B ramp. They've been finding quite a bit of success around here, Team Liquid.
This round quiet. No real engagement from Cave. No smokes down, no Molotovs. FaZe with 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. Only a pair of smokes remaining, held by the players. So what's left for Team Liquid in the 4v5 is a B execute. Smoke's going to go up. They'll start creeping up the ramp. Good counter nade. Chunks them down before it begins, and here's the thrust.
Yeah, under 1 minute left on the clock, and the acceleration is here for Team Liquid, but stopped at the door by Kerrigan. Simple teed up by the distraction, and it's 3 from Simple.
That round perfect from FaZe. Sit back. Don't give them the duels that you lost previously. Kerrigan over in Jaguar, player dying over in Donut as well. Liege early on in the previous round to aggressive plays. Don't give them those fights. Make them come into you, especially in the 5-on-4. Force them to make the play. Nice and easy for Simple. And FaZe back within 1.
Well, the AWP has made a sighting in the hands of Ultimate. Going through the flames, Shuey wants to try and split mid with his teammates, so he throws that smoke down onto the molly just to try and get out Heaven. Carrigan being a bit of a nuisance, just rattling a couple of shots to Shuey, taking some of his health away. Twist and Shuey looking to overrun inside of Jag, and they've taken it with a grenade. So Carrigan retreats before he gets caught in an awkward fight. He'll be playing just around the corner inside of Cave. Confirmed to Team Liquid now. Oh, damage done, but not enough to bring down the mighty Elige. He's going to fall back into the A site.
Good shot from Ultimate. Forces the defense back, now gets a position in red room to cut off this shift. Sees the elbow, Simple slides into it next. Elige, he does double up. Ultimate gets pulled back into the shot.
Yeah, Elige just dodging death from the AWP multiple times in this round so far. Under a minute on the clock, 4v4. Liquid, they have shown a level of comfort at hitting the pause button so far on this T side. They're going to let Nerds play through red. Carrigan is the player designed to deal with this threat.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to sit still for long in a strong position like this. So let's see what Shuhei calls around it. You can either use him as a pivot piece and get 3 players together to attack either A or B and have him in the middle to lurk. You can use him as the instigator if you'd really like. Getting a little peeky. Into Donut we go. So Twist lurking the B bomb site. Shuhei and Naf to finish at the A site, and Nerds to play off his teammates.
And the player that got a challenge on A has pushed into A main. And it's Elige low HP. Twist making the solo play into the B bomb site, trying to keep attention there, but Elige knows. He knows the bomb's going down, and so he stops it, and he gets back around that corner. This is going to be tough for Shuey. He's under so much pressure. His teammate needs to cover the peak. The dink comes in. Shuey putting the bomb down, but can't get away. Well played from Elige in this round. Dodges a lot of dangerous situations and is able to keep his team comfortable.
And another really good round where FaZe, they don't actually put themselves in position to lose anyone early on. Much like the previous round, they're saying, we're not going to take these early engagements, these early fights in the first 20 seconds. We're going to chuck out our utility. Maybe we'll get some chip damage. Maybe we'll tag you up a little bit at elbow if you're getting frisky, but we don't want those fights. We'll let you play the round out. 2 rounds in a row now, FaZe have just been passive, and Team Liquid hasn't been able to find the gap in the defense.
Well, Nurse has some sort of issue with the headset, immediately ripped it off. But Elige could have went down a couple of seconds into the round, right? He takes damage to the wall and Donut to the AWP, but then he rotates around to red. He gets into A main. His awareness and just perfect positioning throughout that round keeps FaZe comfortable right to the very end.
I mean, he knows he's got to make a play at some point, and he's gathering all the information of what his teammates are calling out. He knows he's spotted some presence in middle, and he's at a point where he knows he can't really hold on to Donut the way it needs to be held on to with that HP, so backs off, takes the educated guess to push in towards A main. It means he doesn't really need a whole lot of support from his teammates because he's in a safe position, so they can be a little bit more eyes on red room where player was lurking, and gives him the options to play as the plant goes down. So tech pause at 4-4. I don't know if it was me like looking into it. The Twist interview coming into this game, it felt like he's at the point where he's tired of hearing like bad things about Ultimate, right? Like the question from Frey was like, Ultimate, he's been struggling recently. I felt like Twist was a little quick to defend his boy, which obviously makes sense.
Oh, that's a good thing. Shielding your players as the leader of the team, and Ultimate, I think it's just with the expectations that were set because of his first performance, that immediately set a standard that he has to try and meet every single time, and I think that's been the problem for Ultimate as he started so strong.
Yeah, there is that. You know, I don't think he's actually been playing all that bad recently. I think he had that rough downturn. I think he's turned the corner on it. We're not getting that like initial glimpse of Ultimate like we got in the first 2 months, but how could you expect something like that?
I think there's been a lot of Alpers throughout history that kind of had that explosive start where maybe the teams you're playing against don't know your style or aren't flashing you as much. I think Torzy got away with that in his first couple of events too. And then he started to have a little drop off when Dexter was in the team. He was able to recover it and turn it around, but you know, we have seen multiple Alpers, I think, have such strong breakouts and then have to recalibrate as time goes on.
Well, especially if you just like keep the lens on like specifically Liquid, I feel like more than any other org, there's been like these high potential Alpers coming through that all are just like a letdown, like never reach that potential. There's like a list of them that all went to the Liquid organization.
All right.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the one exception of the rule. But yeah, I mean, you've had OC, I think.
But you know, he came into Liquid as a rifle player.
Yeah, fair.
He joined the team as a rifler. But he did take the op away from the opera at the time.
Yeah, he's like, no, give me this.
He did say, you are no longer allowed to use this. It will be my weapon from now on.
A drone is just cowering in the corner.
It was Kusta.
Was Kusta there?
It was Kusta at the time.
Damn.
That was DreamHack Malmo when he did that. 2016, right after the Columbus major.
Trent surely was there at some point as well.
He was on the team, but he wasn't
Alping. Okay.
Well, yeah, something like that.
A long time ago, a very long time ago, which is kind of crazy to think about. I think
he was out of the team. He got pulled back for the major, and then he was out of the team again afterwards. It was all convoluted.
Very convoluted. But something I was realizing this morning, just it's crazy, is it's been nearly 4 years since Simple won the major in Stockholm.
Yeah.
Like that just feels like yesterday, but it was such a long time ago, and you know, it hasn't really been in a position to feel good about it over the last couple of years. You know, it's really sad to have seen a player fall off so quickly, and I think we're all, as a Counter-Strike community, are sitting here just wanting him to come back, especially in a world in which we have Donk, we have Zywoo, we have Monacy. Like, to add Simple into that mix would be such an incredible thing, but it's such a hard world to see happening in the fairy tale way.
I mean, I'm just like on the pause button, really. Like, I want to see what he does at the major. Like, that's the one I'm looking for Simple to get an indication for sure. But there's no doubt Counter-Strike in the scene and the esports scene would be healthier and better if we had a competitive Simple into the mix, added into the mix, and helping revitalize an organization like FaZe. That'd be very, very cool. You know what I like about this whole, just since it's tech ball seems to be going on, so I'm gonna go into podcast mode. We have this whole idea around IM Dallas this year as kind of like the boot camp to the major, since it's coming in 2 weeks. It's like teams get their final look at what they're going to look like, what they need to work on. Back in the day,
okay, here we go.
Back in the day, we're going way back in the day. We're rolling back the years massively. We're going back to like the early 2000s.
All right.
When Counter-Strike was nothing but a young video game in its infancy. Esports wasn't even really a term back around then. We started hosting these Counter-Strike World Championships here in Dallas at the Hyatt here in downtown Dallas for a number of years, where all the European teams, all the North American teams would meet up, 128 team, open bracket, open signups. We just party in just a giant BYOC set up in a conference hall. But before all those World Championships, there was always a pre-event. We had a very similar like boot camp kind of event 1 week before the CPLs began with the World Championships. They were called like Lethal Gamerlands, I believe.
Okay.
And they had a curse.
That sounds pretty
They had a
early
curse.
2000s.
They had a curse to them. They had a curse to them that whoever won the boot camp event ended up getting knocked out early from the CPL. They would go in, they would beat all the top teams, they'd beat all the favorite teams, they would look great, and they'd go to the actual tournament itself and they'd get annihilated.
So what you're telling me is whoever wins Dallas is not winning the major.
When Vitality win Dallas, there's going to be a curse placed upon them that they have no idea what's coming.
All right, well, everybody make note of that. We come back to that in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, we'll revisit that one. We'll revisit story time.
Major trophy. Well, Simple was talking about how he's missed competition a lot, especially playing in front of the crowds. And I mean, that's obviously what every player wants to be able to do, but Simple, especially known as a showman throughout his career. And
dude, you want to know how good Simple was in CSGO? Is he eventually got to the point where he's given interviews where he's almost just, he's like saying things like, it's actually just boring playing Counter-Strike. Like, I'm actually trying to do things that excite, I don't just think about what's going to win me the moment. I'm thinking about what is going to get people on their feet and screaming and going crazy. Like, the guy just is so
bring
good.
Entertainment value.
Yeah, he got to play a different game. He's like, not only am I going to beat you, but I'm going to look good doing it. I'm going to make this stylish.
Well, there's his team history. Was a Hellraiser for a while, then he flipped sides, and then decided to go back to Hellraisers again. And Team Liquid, what a time that was. A lot of cultural impact established for himself. He went to the Na'Vi organization. We kind of forget about Falcons and FaZe. Yeah, maybe this is the beginning of a new story, a new dawn, a new day.
Oh, yeah, Falcons, FaZe. I'm sure all of you know back home, both stand-in situations, so not official teams the way some of these other rosters are, but yeah, certainly stepped into the Falcons jerseys a couple times to help them out with a few events, and now doing it with FaZe as the major turns the corner.
Another interesting part about this is, like, obviously the Simple move, the standing was Simple as the headline move, but the Skulls one is pretty exciting for me too, because 1 year ago Skulls was playing for Liquid, right? It was only a year ago.
Yeah. And
now he's been on Furia, and now he's playing for FaZe. So Skulls has kind of had a journey over the last year and 3 different organizations. Well, first day here on FaZe, but he's a player that has quite a lot of potential, Jason. We see glimpses of it. We see these moments, these breakout performances here and there, but something just doesn't seem to be fully clicking. And if there's someone to get the most out of him, with some time and make him look good and shop him out, I think Karrigan could probably do that with Skulls.
Yeah, I mean, you might be able to make him look good for this one tournament where he's playing underneath you, but the question for Skulls is always going to be, he's now had a chance in 2 top teams in Liquid and Furia. Who's going to give him that third one? Is it worth the third one? We know the skills are there, but have we seen enough progression from his first 2 opportunities to make him feel like he's ready for a third one, excuse me? That's the question. I'd like to see, I think he's a talented player. I think he's really skilled. As I mentioned earlier on, I think his biggest thing is understanding what plays he has available to him to have impact for his team in rounds, and that's where I see most of the time it seems like he gets lost without having map-changing rounds. You know, very good if the action comes to him, struggles sometimes to bring the action to his opposition. So we'll see where he ends up after this one, but obviously a good showing here is going to help out. He's 6-3 at the moment, had a very good clutch in the pistol round.
Yeah, we'd love to give you more information around the ETA of when we'll return live to the action, but we don't have that at the moment. It seems to be a bit of an extended issue. But as soon as we get that information, we'll pass it on to you guys at home.
I saw Nerds put on his headset. That's usually a good sign.
Yeah, that is.
That's usually a good sign of some kind. Oh,
he's got told off.
Yeah, get him shushed.
So we've got information that is in fact a network issue, which those seem a little scary sometimes, Jason. They can either be quick fixes or a little bit.
And Yanko's not here. We got nobody to hustle down into the back mainframe room.
But maybe he's done it because he's like in the sky right now, you know?
True. He lands in Dallas shortly.
He's slowing it down. Yeah, but hopefully we get this one resolved quickly. I am Dallas, though. It's been a building tournament. Every year I get excited about Dallas. It's one of my favorite competitions of the entire year, Jason, because I think when the fans come in the weekend, they just have such a great time. The chants are great. That's where Apex is maybe not a fan of the origin of one of the chants last year.
Yeah, they're going to love him.
Yeah,
and he's going to love
It's
them.
with love. It's with love.
Yes, that's how I normally, you know, throw my F words out there into the world, is with love.
Yeah.
4-4, the network issue, as we alluded to being such a long, lengthy, difficult thing to resolve, has been fixed. So thank you to the referees, thank you to the IT staff, thank you to everyone involved in fixing the problem. We're underway, round 9.
Let's go. Back into the action. Hopefully, you know, just remember after that, we heard Shuei saying they might do the same thing. That was what we heard before the timeout. So let's see if he still remembers that. As we get into round 9, Twist goes back into the common position we've seen him in throughout this half so far, just taking this cave control through Jag.
Yeah, but remember, FaZe has, I mean, in these last couple rounds that FaZe have won, bringing this back from 2-4 to 4-4, they've gone passive. They haven't been giving those swings to Twist. They haven't been giving him the fights at the aggressive positions. They're watching you take space, holding onto utility, delaying, making things disjointed, and messing with your timings. And that's what Liquid has to get around right now. All 5 players towards B lane. Feels like it's going to be a B set piece eventually, but they desperately want that cave control.
Yeah, I want to block the info of the red player as well. At least it's just gathering info that there's no one in mid. And so when that smoke comes up, that'll force him to change his position and try and bolster the A defense a little bit, lengthening his rotation time.
There's a smoke and a Molotov being held by FaZe this whole time. So as soon as utility comes up over the wall, I mean, Karrigan has an option. Does he want to drop the Molotov, or does he call for Skulls to drop the smoke over towards ramp? You got Simple's op now out in the open, so it changes. Maybe you want to prioritize the smoke over towards cave. Skulls trying to figure this out right now. Peeking for information, sees nothing, now knows.
Well, I know everybody's excited. Simple's got the op in his hands. Right now, let's see what he's able to do with it as the play is coming towards it. Skulls, he's got the first pick here. Shuei going down. And Twist is severed off from his teammate, but Simple stepping around the smoke. It's going to be one. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. Quick flick before being brought down. So 2v2, thanks to Twist and Nerds. Alicia's made the rotation in. He's close by, applying pressure towards Nerds on the site.
Oh, Nerds
Molotov's going to come off the angle, yeah, and with the AWP, not the greatest weapon, but he's going to use it to perfection on that peek out. Alicia going down, and Frozen to try and win this alone. Twist will wait inside of the cave. In fact, he's pushed out now. He's looking for that peek. Looking for that fight as he goes to default.
Oh, the reposition. He's going to think he's in cave still.
Yeah, this is a great reposition. Nert's actually coming into the angle now. Frozen steps deep enough to dodge it. Missed shot. And Twist not biting, not moving. Frozen's going to check into his cave, and it's a perfect reposition to wrap around the back, and Twist with some crucial kills to give Team Liquid the lead.
And that's a really god-tier round from Twist as well. He had some tough decisions to make throughout that round. He's buddied up with Shuhei over in cave, who's working his way around that smoke, and Twist had to make a decision whether to follow him through or play for a cleaner fight. And Simple does great work. Double kill here. This second one snappy through the smoke as the hole gets blown open in it. But still, Twist at the end of the day is the last one alive to shut down Frozen. Beautiful wraparound in the bomb site, and it's 5-4.
Well, still a really good buy for FaZe. They'll still have the AWP out for Simple. Here comes Nerds. One of the world's best elbow players on the T side. And Simple being dynamic in his positioning. He's now over towards Donut. He's going to go for that kill on Shuei. We've got Frozen nade out. Twist nearly taking him down, but Nades will drop at his feet and slow them down. It's not necessarily the greatest molly there either. It's a massive gap they could have exploited, but Liquid decide not to use it.
Oh, great to see Simple's name fill in the kill feed now that he's got the AWP in his hand. Couple of good rounds with it so far. Late utility down elbow and Donut.
And that signature shake as well after the shots come in as Elige gets in towards the cutout. Oh, timing as they run through the smoke. It's not going to be a kill for Elige. Damage done. Simple will finish off Naf and drop back into the cover of the Donut.
And that's the bomb as well that he'll have called out. So a moment to breathe for FaZe as they know Liquid is nowhere near attacking a bomb site, an objective. Ultimate and Twist to step forward towards Red Room. Nerds is low, so he's past the AWP to be a supportive element. Ultimate's going to get one and almost two. Kerrigan forced back.
Yeah, needs to retreat so low, but look at this play from Frozen. Caught off by Nerds, who's doing some great work in the AWP and back-to-back rounds. Now we got Twist crossing to the open. Nades in hand. Yep, Kerrigan's going to take him down. 35 seconds remaining in the round as Ultimate bails out. Nerds trying to make space towards the B-bomb site. He's going to realize it's clear.
Oh, he's made a lot of space, but how much room does he want to build behind that Molotov? Does he want to try and swap over with the AWP? Risky in the open, big kill, and he didn't take it. Too slow.
Couldn't see him over the flames, perhaps from his own POV, but unable to release the shot, and now Ultimate caught in the open.
Damn.
Great reaction, great shot. And now it's Kerrigan, low in HP, trying to win this 1v1. Taking his time. Up against Roland from Poland.
Bomb's planted default. It's not for Ultimate at long.
And he takes a step into the open. Checks down towards CT. Does not see Kerrigan. Eyes on the cave. Kerrigan now arriving. Ultimate. Oh! Kerrigan looks away. And Ultimate gets the clutch.
That was all timing, though, from Ultimate, because Kerrigan's looking in that direction. He's very fortunate that that swing came at the perfect moment as Kerrigan looks away, because his focus was over towards cave as well. So an extended, no information 1v1 goes the way of Ultimate and Team Liquid. And that means their lead gets extended once again to 2. It's 6-4 on T-side Ancient.
There's a couple of back-to-back rounds now where Simple's got a multi-kill in the AWP.
Yep.
The rest of his teammates have been unable to convert it into a round victory.
I mean, you got to say, great read from Nerds in that situation with the AWP, brought down to 12, understanding where the follow-up push might come from. The Donut and the A players are unaccounted for, catching Frozen, trying to make a late flank. What a great read and a tough round to let slip away if you're FaZe.
Yeah, now the money is gone as well, so got a save going into the next one, and we've got Team Liquid starting to wrestle control of this first half. Win this one, they leave the half of a lead at a minimum 7-5.
Dang, that's what happens when you get your analyst as a coach. He's got Post-it notes, he's got stacks of papers, he's got highlighters.
He's got everything.
He's putting together a whole report.
The stationery store.
It's going nuts.
Demars DeRover, one of the greatest coach names we've got, I think.
It is powerful.
Demars DeRover. That is some more.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
That's so
it's like
crazy.
he's got like a weekly planner down there as well.
Dude, some people some teams, they have notes with like pictures, to keep people sort of interested.
Yeah.
And, nice colored pictures. This guy's got the color organized. Look at this.
That's great.
This is so good. Tables.
Another tech pause, so we'll chill for a little bit. As Neo looks on, a quick smile. I think so far, FaZe hasn't. We haven't seen that FaZe coming together. That feels like they're gonna pop off and like retake this map and kind of close things out. It's still gonna be a grind in a battle, but I don't think you can be too disappointed in what it looks like with two stand-ins at the moment, with Simple and Skulls playing for FaZe. Weird scenario to be in.
Yeah, it's been pretty stop-start too in the game, which can be quite disruptive when you're trying to get the ball rolling.
Take this moment as well to congratulate Rain for the new little raindrop.
The new raindrop, yeah.
The entire reason Skulls is here, Rain expecting a second child, so congratulations to him. Enjoy the fun, the festivities.
And the sleepless nights.
Probably having a little bit more fun than Nerds, who's looking like he's going to break his fingers with them crossed during this tech process. He's got him locked in. Naf, as always, might as well be Naf.
He looks neutral.
Yeah, he looks chill.
Well, so far, I think the early... Everyone's come in to watch, you know, is Simple going to be able to perform? And so far, you know, the AWP has been out a couple times, and both times he's made it look good.
Yeah, he's not looking terribly rusty. He hasn't been challenged or put in any kind of a situation where he needs to create a miracle for his team, but he's hit everything that's come his way. You know, not looking at it and saying, ooh, that's a miss you don't expect. I think he's been solid.
Now, there are a lot of players who, a lot of viewers, because of how long ago it was that Simple was actively performing, there's new viewers, and they're a little bit unfamiliar with the fact of the Simple shake. I've seen people sort of talking about that already. It's like, oh, he's shaking a little bit. Is he nervous? Is what's happening here? It's like, no, that's kind of been a feature of Simple. Throughout his career, he'll have that little wiggle, a little shake at the end.
Yeah, think of it like nostalgia. You see that and you just feel like home.
Yeah, there's a couple of players over the history of Counter-Strike that have had a shake. Kjærby, probably the most prolific, I would say.
Yeah, there was a Source player who was known for it. Pex was his name. The Shaky Shake.
The Shaky Shake. That's not bad.
It's a reference for all you North American Source players still out there in the wild.
All 5 of you, maybe? That's a pretty ambitious number as well, I think. There's a little shake you see right at the end. Yeah, phase up.
He's having fun with it at least. Yeah, he's hanging out.
Looks pretty chill.
I mean, no reason for him to be. I don't know. I don't think there's a reason for him to be super stressed, right? Like again, you come into this. We know FaZe has a very long multi-week boot camp coming in right after Dallas. So I think if you're Simple, you're kind of coming in, getting a feel for everyone, getting a feel for the team. You'll start putting some basic things in place, but the real work gets done during that boot camp. So for now, it's just kind of grind back. Oh, what are we doing? Testing mice mid-game?
Yeah, we got multiple mice. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, he's using teammates. Yeah, he's like, oh, I do play like that. It's nice.
It's a nice way to it, but...
it's not my style, but, you know, it's nice.
Plus, a lot of grip tape. You a grip tape gamer, Jason?
I have some on my mouse right now, but it's mostly out of laziness.
Yeah, the problem is I noticed the grip tape the glue can start leaking out a little bit sometimes if you're a sweaty gamer. It's kind of gross.
I tried the glass pad for a while, a glass mouse pad.
Yep.
Because I'm a big fan for whatever reason. That too is a little bit difficult on the hotter days.
Ugh, slippy and slidey.
No, sticky.
No, sticky.
You get that forearm stick into the glass mat, and then, you know, you just can't use it.
Well, Nerd's waking himself up. Naf falling asleep. But, yeah.
No, that's Naf awake.
Relax.
That's energetic Naf.
He's like, oh, I'm really hyped for this.
This is about the peak you get out of someone like Naf.
I'm so excited for this Liquid FaZe game today. Thrilled. All right, we've got the network issue at the moment. So it's back.
It is. It is indeed.
Liquid since Shuey joined. It's been a little white. The first run was not all impressive, but I think we were kind of expecting that.
And I mean that was like what I think 3 or 4, maybe 5 days after Suhei joined. So like that was always going to be a rough one. So we can kind of forgive that to a certain extent. But Liquid back at Melbourne made it all the way to the quarterfinals. 2-1 loss to the Mongols there in those quarterfinals. But they had they took some big scalps along the way. 2-1 against Navi, 2-1 against Virtus Pro, 2-0 against MIBR. And that was about their run. They lost to Vitality in the group stage as well, but second outing for sure better. And it's cool. We're in like the era of like the IGL resurgence, where it's like we have all these experiments of teams kind of going away from an IGL, making a player kind of take up that responsibility.
Realizing they wasted like 6 months.
You've got Hooksy back. Now you've got Shuhei in the place of Twist.
Isn't it?
And both those teams hit playoffs like the first time back.
Hooksy's back in the grand finals. Love that. So hopefully that's a
IGL's everywhere rejoicing.
Yeah, IGL stock is up. And we are ready to go back into the game as the network is back up as well. 2 rounds left in this half. FaZe looking to tie things up. Going to be difficult to do so given their bye in this situation. We're looking at 2 MP9s, a Deagle in the hands of Simple, and P255-7. So not pretty. Here's Twist going into the A main play. There's a question on CT's side. Simple detected first. Twist gonna be aware of the possibility there could be a follow-up push in towards him. And in terms of having a quick round, this is one of the fastest.
Yeah, it really is. Twist doesn't fall prey to the trap. Instead, it's Ultimate who gets sold down that river, but no issues after the fact. Final round of the first half, round 12. And FaZe going to scrape together what they can with this buy. Simple on the AWP, leading the way for FaZe at 10-8. Over on the Team Liquid side of things, it's Twist with 12 kills at the top of the scoreboard.
Well, Simple has given them impact of the AWP in all the rounds that he's had it. They haven't been able to convert any of them into round victories. They've got the AWP out one last time here in the first half. They're going to send Ultimate up on the boost, and Simple's gone. So straight away, Ultimate's going to win that fight, and Twist is not going to slow down. In fact, he speeds up through the fire, through the flames, straight through the head of Skulls, and we've got the site taken here for Team Liquid.
Oh, and they're aware of the possibility of cave, but Kerrigan pushes through the Molotov. Beat the timing. Naf's got to pick that up, and he will. Now through the smoke, Nerds adds one more, and that's the half, because Frozen's got a 1v3.
Yeah, it's going to be such a difficult situation for him to be able to pull this off. Frozen through the cave. And Team Liquid, a lot of B site success throughout this first half as they keep FaZe to just 4 rounds.
Bro, you got hit with that. Crazy. So what the game is called? How is this guy helping each other out, blue and blue? That's crazy. Doctor? Oh, damn. Bruh.
I've never seen so many people interested in tracksuits.
Yeah, tracksuits are pretty awesome. And so is Twist with that headshot. Simple to respond there with a P250.
The P250. All right, Nerds, here's the footsteps, jumping across over to Red Room, going to call that out. Nobody's home quite yet. Shuhei turns from the B bomb site to keep eyes on it, but he's alone. Covered by the smoke for the moment, but that will fade eventually.
Here's Simple, P250 again, looking to strike towards CT, not able to chime in with it. We hit the pause button. There's so much time left in the round. The smoke is going to fade away. Frozen gets caught, blinded in the corner. Simple to trade it out again. Is there anything else from the Simple P250? The answer to that is no. As Team Liquid 3-2 up on the player count. Bomb goes down inside of B, at least confirming a force buy for the next round here for FaZe, but they have a chance to close this. Skulls and Karrigan, now just Skulls, as Naf just drive by.
Damn.
Skulls to respond, one quick Glock kill, he goes into the smoke, realizing some aggression required, and Ultimate is aware of that possibility, and will close him out with the pistol win.
Yeah, that virtually becomes an impossible clutch for Skulls. Once that smoke plumes, there's no way to get out of it. They know everywhere he can possibly go. Nice pistol round from Team Liquid. I think Frozen got blinded by Simple's flash. Somebody's flash in Red Room. I think chucks it out towards CT.
Yeah, Frozen, I was pretty random
Frozen's
position
just
to get blinded.
full blinded. Yeah. Maybe it was a CT one, but I'm pretty sure Simple threw. I could be wrong. 9-4. And Team Liquid have a commanding lead now. Rifles being picked up by FaZe out of the plant. AK-47 on Simple, Galil on Elige, Tech-9s and Deagles to surround those two rifles, but FaZe Clan don't want to give things up just yet. Remember, this is with a pistol round victory in the first half for FaZe as well. Got reversed in round 3 with Deagles, but haven't had success once Liquid's rifles have come out into the field.
No, hasn't quite clicked yet. Naf going to be waiting for the B attack. It's already around the corner. Skulls is pushed in towards default. Simple is going to take one kill on the AK. Elige to follow up. Great work from Shuhei to keep the trades coming until Simple gets traded out by Twist. So bomb plant secured here for FaZe. But again, a 2v2. At least half the health is gone here for Twist. So that does make the Deagle even more deadly to the body shots. Tech-9 trying to get involved in fights. Karrigan just standing and drooling and laying down the lawn. The Tech-9, they're so low. He's run out of bullets. He gets around the corner. Can Karrigan pull this off against Nerds? Yes, he can. Nerds reloading, trying to jump to cover. And Karrigan's going to try and hype them up with that early round win here in the second half.
I think Nerds and Twist are going to be looking at each other like, what the hell?
What was that?
My gun didn't work. I had rubber bullets this whole time. They miss everything against that Tech-9 and Deagle. These were really awkward engagements. Not able to find him. Oh, thought he got the kill early. Couldn't switch over. Karrigan's able to clean it up, but that is a pretty ugly 2v2.
Well, a lot of personalities in the FaZe camp now.
I could get on board of the Karrigan Simple bromance.
Yeah,
I think I could be into that.
That could be really fun.
That could be like a buddy comedy.
Well, they give us some great, memorable major finals against each other. Now on the same squad. We've been wanting to see that for many years in Counter-Strike. Imagine a world in which Karrigan gets to play with Simple. Well, we've got it. And now we'll see if they can take the opportunity from the last round and really roll with a comeback, but that's not a good start.
The Deagles wrecked him in the first half as well, remember, so be careful the rest of this round. FaZe. Still very recoverable. Good advanced position from Elige over in Red Room. So Frozen, Skulls, and Karrigan to figure out what to do next. Shuhei's going to start pushing down, wants to investigate. Shadow spotted, and they bail out of the fight.
Yeah, just get away. Get back to safety. Elige is pushed into the Red Room.
It's being watched by Twist, who's got an M4, so not an easy duel for Elige.
No, but he's still going to win it. Takes a lot of damage, but wins the fight. Crucial kill. Here comes FaZe into the B-bomb site. Deagle ready, but not able to get much done.
Yeah, good job from FaZe. Just a little bit of patience. Kill elsewhere on the map, and you re-aggress into the B-bomb site. All of a sudden, that stack is elsewhere. They were trying to find the winning move, going for a long flank. Frozen handles two. Ultimate, the last remaining.
Yeah.
And I think saving, well, maybe not saving a Galil.
There's not a whole lot else to go for.
No,
so
there isn't, and you don't got any money, so you might as well back off.
Yeah, take it, roll with it. And we now look at FaZe going to 6. It would have been a disaster if they lost this round, so good recovery after losing the opening kill. And maybe, just maybe, this is the first couple of steps to a comeback.
Yeah, it's feeling that way. Feeling like if FaZe can build this T side into something, you now have the economic advantage with this kind of a win. Might be able to pile on some rounds early and keep this close back and forth. 9-6. Buys coming in for both teams. Well, mostly just for FaZe. It's Liquid with the saved Galil and an upgraded Deagle.
Yeah, and Naf earned it. The Naffers know what he can do. Let's see what he can get done with a little Deagle and a Galil. So it should be a nice, comfortable round here for FaZe.
It's a pretty good map for Team Liquid as well, Ancient. One they've recently started having a little bit more success on. They obviously put some work into it heading into IEM Melbourne. They played it. I keep saying Melbourne, and I'm so scared of the Australian reaction.
Legacy.
I'm so scared when Chad gets in. He's just gonna be like, "How are you saying this word?"
Yeah.
Melbourne. But they clearly put plenty of effort into Ancient going into Melbourne, and it's paid off.
You know what, Jason? We're in America. You don't have to give a shit what Chad
You're right,
says.
Dinko. I can say whatever I want.
You can say it the American way.
Yeah. Anyways, they went 3-1 on it with some solid wins. A good one over Na'Vi and Virtus Pro. Lost to the Mongols on it, but clearly a map they wanted to bring into their pool, and it's looking good to open up Dallas.
Well, the first half.
The first half so far.
Let's see how the second half goes. And this round is kind of ridiculous how it's a 4v3. Frozen able to pull one back. Simple very vocal right now as that bomb plant's going down. Here comes the rotation of all the remaining Liquid players. And let's not count them out entirely of this situation because there is time, and they've just given a rifle to Nerds, who still has 100 health. They're going to come out of the temple now, dropping down into the site. Simple's waiting, looking for active fights, taking damage though, and that's going to force him back into the donut. Here comes the lineup, and Frozen secures it.
A really good play from Frozen, just patient inside the bomb site. He knows he's kind of alone. He knows he doesn't have any teammates kind of helping him out in any way. Just spotting for the cross, but keeping his eye towards the spawn smoke and pouncing when needed, when called upon, when the sound cues let him know it's his moment.
Got a little hairy at certain points in that round, considering it was one Deagle and a Galil, but
also, I think this is part of the situation of FaZe with the standard. It's not going to look pretty. No. More often than not, it's going to look ugly, or going to look a little disjointed.
But beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And we will behold what FaZe have to offer today. It is Twists losing quite a bit of his health. He's down to 58 HP to kick things off in round 17. Elise jumping over the bullets, looking for the fight at Donut, nearly catching the chance here on Twitch, who's blinded and still recovers his vision in time to get a kill over towards Elbows. So it's Team Liquid winning the mid-fights, and Carrigan crawling it back. But in the end, it is a convincing round victory for Team Liquid elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, and Liquid's got to be happy they got those fights in middle because they spent a ton of utility. 3 to 4 counter flashes coming out to activate that peak and that push. The fact they get those kills is magnificent. But that's basically the play they had for this round, was this kind of late mid-trap. And Carrigan almost even ruins it, almost brings it all back into FaZe's favor. Liquid just 3 rounds away from taking a map 1 victory.
And then we're seeing the effects of the damage done in the previous round as well, right? You have a couple of rebuys that have come in the previous round.
Yeah, Skulls on a Deagle in this round, Galil for Carrigan. Not all the bells and whistles in terms of nades and utility for FaZe.
FaZe calling an A-play. Bomb's going to be making its way there with the main pack.
Yeah, but look at this shift from the defense. Oh, it looked like for a moment that 4 players were going to go to the B bomb site. Still a lot of movement in the CT side.
And because it's just straight up contact, they're out on the A-bomb site.
Yeah, I think Ultimate fell asleep at the wheel a little bit. Maybe he looked up at the kill feed when the kills and the exchanges come out over in middle. A little bit slow to get in that fight with Frozen. Gets the dink, but not completing the frag.
Naf's going to have a look. He's got Twist setting some bullets through the smoke. Actually connected a little bit of damage, but
ooh,
they might just go for this. They're still hanging around. Yeah, unconfirmed, but they're hanging around. They've got time on the fuse if they want to go for this retake. Molotov goes into CT. That's going to slow them down and eat some time off the clock.
The problem is Simple's in Temple with all the HP in the world.
We'll see how Simple plays this. Drops into the position named after the man. He's taking the spawn off, and he's going to try and just peek into the open. It's Shuei to go down. Naf in the sight, trying to clean up. Damage done, and time is the problem. Naf's going to fall away. Couple of kills at the end, secure, but an 8th round for FaZe.
Yeah, money an issue for both teams as Naf gets away because there's not a whole lot of funds for Liquid to buy up into this next round. That's a nice call from Carrigan. Just to the bomb site, you've encountered so much defense in middle, you feel like you have the room at the A site to get in relatively for free. It's exactly what happens. And now Liquid have a decision to make on how they want to invest. Saved AK-47 for Naf, but everyone else huddled around $2,500, $3,000 in the bank, so the buy is not going to be great. Plenty of FAMAS in play, an MP9 on Nerds.
And that being said, not a great round either for FaZe's buy. Carrigan, though, comfortable to charge out of the... Oh, what? Twist didn't have his gun out. Carrigan just flies right by.
Yeah, he quick switched or pulled out a nade. I don't know what it was, but he definitely didn't have his gun ready to party. Kerrigan's going to get a free opening kill, and that's a disaster for a round like this where Liquid has shoved all in.
Great grenade damage too, unconfirmed, but right on Nerds.
I think you have to go hunt this kill down, which is why Liquid's shifting 2 more players over to the A bomb site. They want to have a safety net for this aggression. If anything goes wrong on this push into Donut, they have players to recover.
Great work from Carrigan already. He might even get traded out here, but he's just buying time. He's got 2 kills already. He can even pick up a frag kill and ultimate. This could be a fantastic round from Carrigan. A lot of damage. Not the 3rd kill, but he's put his team in a great position. Now Unleash to step up. It's a solo play for him out of A main. The rest of his teammates are ready to go into the B bomb side. I think with the leash going down, you have to go into Nap. He's going to stand in front of the site. First kill's good. Damage done onto the second. Is that enough to allow Team Liquid to win this still?
It's enough to allow him to go for it. He's going to be saying, I did damage onto the other guy. They're going to come over and see what they can find. Smoke up in their face for the moment. They've got 3 flashes and 2 smokes of their own to utilize. No kits on either player. I think Shuei and Ultimate are going to call this off.
They're backing away.
With the low HP, the AK-47, the utility, there's a lot of valuable resources, and Liquid with nothing to do with this round.
Well, I'm sure Twist is going to be incredibly frustrated about the little key switch, the fumble at the start. But Carrigan, he made the most of it. Takes Twist down, gets a follow-up kill on Nerds, then so much damage as well into Ultimate. If he has more health, maybe they even reconsider the retake opportunity, but Carrigan does so much in this round.
It's not just the kills, it's also the information, right? I mean, not only 3 players that he's encountered over in Donut, but the names on the kill feed as they kind of come out. As Ultimate is there, you're seeing the A players, and if you're FaZe, you're like, okay, great. We actually, or the B players, like the defense here is going to be weak. They've rotated off. They've rotated off to handle Carrigan and Donut, so we don't have to adjust anything. Lets him know that B hit is going to be very, very effective down the stretch. There's that switch just at the worst possible moment. Might be a death slam moment.
And Carrigan jumping is all just the foul point.
All of it. Frustrating for Twist. And Team Liquid had that great lead, but as we know, it's slipping away quickly. 5 of the last 6 in the favor of FaZe.
DeMars to Rover. Making use of the timeout. Going to page 137 in the textbook of Team Liquid Counter-Strike. Reading from the pink post-it note.
It's a 9-4 lead after winning the pistol in the second half, and Team Liquid encountering the same exact struggles that FaZe did in their CT side, which is just we cannot stop this offense. We're not able to actually put a barrier up in the way of this T side.
Yeah, the turning point of the game being felt right now. Team Liquid about to concede the lead. Unless there's something miraculous out of the AK of Shuei.
They might just
5-7's D goals here.
They might just keep pushing in A main. They see nothing. What's the timing in which they step forward? Liquid's positioned the players with utility. Naf and Shuei towards the B bomb site. They're going to hold on to it as long as possible to delay, to make FaZe nervous about committing, and hopefully buy time for this flank, but they are, it feels like 20 seconds behind Liquid.
Oh, blinded and dead. Carrigan to mow down Shuei. So that's the one premium rifle gone from Team Liquid's defensive hands, and they're going to start feeling like this is a little too far out of reach.
There's no reason for Ultimate to move over unless he wants an AK-47.
Well, you always want one of those, don't you?
Yeah, but oh, he's got another one.
You got another kill, though. No way! No, 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 no! He's so close. Skull's getting taken down low as well. They had no idea how close they were to a 3rd kill from Ultimate all of a sudden.
Is he going to try and grab another AK-47? He's looking for it. It's on the ground. There it is. Okay, bail out. Okay, I'm sorry, Ultimate. I was not familiar with your game. I didn't think there was any sense in you come over here with that from us, but now you found 2 AK-47s and passed one off to Twist. That's quite nice. That's a great round. That's the kind of round you go home.
Maybe you get some exit kills here, too.
And you're proud of yourself.
Yeah, Twist's going to be waiting to Eagle blinded, rattling off shots, but here comes Twist, and Simple to walk into him. Leash to trade. Preventing one of the AKs from being saved over, but there is a single AK-47 for Ultimate. And scoreline is tied up, 10-10. Simple AWP comes out on the T side. That shot's nasty.
Well, it's got to change here for Liquid. This has been a very rough stretch. 6 of the last 7.
boost for Simple up on the box. No peek to his position just yet.
Ultimate's op is going to be over in Donut on the other side of the map, so we won't see a clash of the snipers quite yet. Ultimate and Nerds to hold on to Donut in the A bomb site. Twist is going to be your mobile player swinging between middle and the B bomb site to support, as Shuhei and Naf are the anchors on this side of the map. FaZe want to take some late mid control. Frozen Elige to work that.
Ultimate to chime in. Peeks out of the Donut. Elige to go down, and Liquid given a 5v4 to work with over a minute left.
And that gives him the freedom to shift over, that kind of mid-control. No one else peeking, Frozen's not there. So you see Nerds push forward to the jump-up boxes, and he's really prepared to react to any kind of attention towards this B bomb site. We might get that op clash. Simple boosted up this whole round. He's been waiting patiently.
Shuhei to chime in again here for Team Liquid. Not looking good here for FaZe. They still have a very difficult defense to get through, and Ultimate's not going to miss that shot. Flash comes in a little bit late. Ultimate follows up, and we've got Simple stuck on the ramp, cleared out by the Polish sniper, who gets himself a 3K.
There you go. 21 kills for Ultimate. This is one of his good big boy performances, leading the way for Liquid. Huge impact down the stretch in a must-need round to finally stop a little bit of a streak from FaZe.
I mean, not only that, but it's also throwing the money away here for FaZe, right at a turning point in the game.
And considering how difficult it's been, Liquid can't lose this round against these Pistols. They haven't strung 2 rounds together on this CT side, and you will not get an easier chance than this.
Mid control being set up. They're going to send Carrigan out. He's comfortable going for these donut fights. He caught Twist with an 8 in hand in the previous attempt. This time hoping for the same result against Nerds, but Nerds a lot more ready and steady against Carrigan, but not Skulls.
Yeah, that hit was super effective. I don't think any of the Liquid defense worked the way it was supposed to. They all gain a lot of space phase, and Ultimate's forced back now. Okay, this is weird.
No.
And there's no flank set up for Team Liquid. No one's coming back through Donut, so they're going to set things up. Utility's going to come in, kits on every player, but a tough prospect to retake this site.
And now Elige has an AK as well, so he's got a picked up weapon for this post plant. You said Team Liquid can't afford to lose this round. They've got to recover this 4v4. Smoke's coming into the Donut. That's the AK gone. Naf and Shuhei combining together, and now it all falls to Skulls. Carrigan said he wants a 1v4 for his team from Skulls. This time a 1v3 being teed up, the defuse being stuck, and it's going to be pulled through. So in the end, a little bit scary for Team Liquid, but able to come in on the retake attempt.
Yeah, good composure, though. I mean, you could have been very easy to collapse in that kind of a scenario when you have 11-10 narrow lead against the Pistols who've taken the bomb site. We'll get a timeout from FaZe. They're second of the map, as that plant helps them a little bit, but not nearly as much as they'd like. Skulls has an AK-47 to drop over, but they're not all going to have AK-47s and rifles on the FaZe side of things. For Liquid, as hard as this map has been, you've got 2 chances to close it out. Ultimate with the AWP, you got the weapon that he wants to be on, 22 and 11, getting a great performance out of him. A chance to start this IEM Dallas event with a grudge match victory against ex-teammates. Elysian Simple against Naf and Twist. All playing on Liquid together years and years ago, now on the opposite sides of this server. Map 1 is Ancient, and Liquid looking to close things out in round 23.
2 rounds back here for FaZe to try and force overtime. They have to do it with a lack of a full buy. Although in the previous round, they were still able to get into the bomb site with weaker weapons. This time a direct hit being set up into the B bomb site. Carrigan, no surprises, going to be the utility mat, setting out the smoke for short, flashes to follow up. And look at this maneuver through the smoke. Shuhei and Twist combined to crunch on FaZe, and indeed it is checkmate. It's all over here on Ancient. The first map of Simple returning for FaZe Clan is a loss. 13-10 for Team Liquid as they draw blood first.
Are you tired of overpriced, underwhelming, un-American produce?
You gotta what? You gotta wait.
Other op prodigy when we've got Kusta at home. Dude, really? Kusta?
Oh, Kusta mentioned 2025. That's my boy.
So, come on down to NRG. We're Team Liquid, but for your home. Buy any 4 items, we'll give you a free copy of Counter-Strike at home. Offer available for unlimited time only. Fees, title, and application processing fee not included. If choking is experienced, please consult your nearest esports agent. NRG is not affiliated with Team Liquid and/or its subsidiaries and vice versa. The likeness in this advertisement are portrayed by paid actors. Taxes and applicable North American baggage fees are the responsibility of the purchaser. Yeah, we're going to just get right into it. This one became real close out of nowhere, it seems like. It seems like FaZe Clan weren't ready to just let go of Ancient. Therefore, Liquid had to show them it was theirs, prove their dominance, and assert that first map in their direction this series. I want to go ahead and welcome you back. This is the opening game of the opening day of the Intel Extreme Masters Dallas 2025, 13-10, Liquid, FaZe, Josh, Nissan, Steel. Thoughts, questions, comments, and/or concerns?
Yeah, I mean, when I look at that, you look at the scoreline in itself and you're thinking, oh, okay, FaZe still going through some struggles. But, I mean, considering that was Liquid's map pick, I feel like this this got really close, went down to the wire. We saw pistols rounds being traded out and some clutch rounds going kind of both sides. So, a very close game, and there's a few kind of rounds where I can pinpoint exactly where some things started going in the way of Liquid a little bit. So, I mean, if we want to jump straight into round 3, for example, I mean, just at the start of this round, so what's going on right now is we're looking at an eco round. Team Liquid, they lost pistol as a 1v2 clutch for, sorry, a 2v3 clutch. Skulls and Simple win that. Liquid go into a force buy on round 2. Round 3 here, they go into a deco round. What I want to point out, though, is kind of just like looking here at this mini-map, what's going on? We're seeing like these players all the way down mid getting 0 contact, but then it's these players on B that I'm just wondering what is going on, because it doesn't seem like they're trying to push out and get that control through cave and meet up with the mid players. It doesn't really look like they're trying to do anything to block this ramp area off at all either. So what's going to happen right now is actually it's Team Liquid walking up. Ultimate goes for the first one, boom with the deagle, yep. And then it's going to be continuous, just looking for these deagle shots. But here, I have to point this out again, because what we get to see is Simple is basically moving up alone. And where did his teammate go? Well, his teammate ran off. He's going to rotate around, go and pick up B or something. They have one player on A. It's just scattered all around the place. And Simple, he's not happy enough with just getting the 1 kill and maybe backing out. No, he's got to go for more kills here. So he goes down, and it's a constant bleed out. And now there's going to be a little bit of a lull in the round for a little bit as kind of like, you know, they wait out these smokes and everything like that, and you get to see where kind of FaZe reposition to, but it's so passive and so scared and so static. So as the round kind of the clock ticks, they have these deagles still, so 3 versus 3, and look at how much space and respect FaZe is giving at the moment, because it's basically this entire walk-up, and Shui's going to find this next kill over onto Long B here. He's going to get another 1D, and it's just so much space. And what we get to see from a round like this is just how disjointed everything is with how FaZe is. One person's pushing, where's the other connection of it? So you're pushing down middle, why are the B players not pushing? The B players are pushing because you have 3 there, but only one guy's going through. And that's kind of something that I've been seeing throughout this entire game, where it's like, over the kill feed, you're seeing kills happening, but it's just like an isolated duel here, an isolated duel there, isolated duels all over the map over the course of like a minute and a half type of thing, where there's no real cohesion or teamwork. So that's the clear issue that we're seeing from FaZe, and yet they're able to get, what, like 10 rounds against Team Liquid here on Team Liquid's map pick. So things are looking decent for Team Liquid in the sense that they won the map, but they should be probably making it a lot more cleaner if these are the types of rounds that they're winning, and this is how FaZe is playing out the game.
You know, Josh, I think you've nailed it right there in terms of a disjointedness that we're kind of seeing from the FaZe side. And it makes sense, too, you know, when you think about just the amount of practice they had coming in here. We heard a couple of tidbits on that. We also had round 6 where we got another evidence of disjoint.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this round here, and it's instantly just Frozen getting run down at Donut. Well, okay, not the biggest thing, but Kerrigan, you're pushing solo into Cave. Frozen's already died at Donut. He's been like running, being ran down basically. And there's 2 more players on B for the side of FaZe just throwing nades. It's simple there, and it's I believe it was Skulls there as well. And it's like, why is no one pushing with Kerrigan? Why is there no response to Frozen getting run down? How is Elige not being able to make it out of Red Room with Frozen before he gets run down at Donut? It doesn't seem like that start of round protocol opening stuff is just really well ironed out for them yet. I don't know what the idea was. Maybe there was a plan, and then because something happened, maybe someone went to the wrong spot to throw a nade, or forgot their lineup, or forgot, oh, I'm supposed to push here instead. And that those little things are the mistakes that, I mean, Kerrigan was talking about that in the pre-game interview with Freya. He was talking about that actually in the video that was released a couple of weeks ago from FaZe, basically talking about how one small mistake kind of cracks it all open, and then 5 rounds later, they've just lost 5 rounds in a row because of this one mistake, and they start tilting and losing their confidence, and everything kind of death spirals out of control. And was that kind of like one of the rounds there? What's going on? Those are the questions I ask when I watch FaZe playing right now, and I'm waiting to see how Simple, or even having Simple and Skulls here, is going to kind of affect that whole dynamic from within the team, where now it's not like the same 5 players that are kind of death spiraling and having these internal issues. You got some new faces.
Speaking of a bit of the spiral, I'm looking at that second half of play. I'm seeing FaZe putting 6 up there on what otherwise was a 4-round half. So they were able to build back into this. I just have to wonder, does that give more of a testament to maybe something that FaZe has in their pocket, or was this Liquid with a CT side look that might have been just a little lacking in their first game of the day?
I think obviously the CT side was a little bit lacking. I think one of the things they did well in their T side, especially when they were able to kind of group up and deathball into the sites, you got to see how the individual skill worked out there when they were able to win some fights or win some trades where they were actually in the same position together to be able to do that. That entire first half on CT side, they didn't have people in position where it's like, okay, you're going to go for this fight, win or lose, I'm here to back you up and get that trade kill. That didn't exist in that first half. But second half, when you're on that T side, it's easier to stay together. It's easier to just be like, okay, let's group up and go B. And that's basically what they did.
Which basically brings me to my next question, Josh.
All right.
It takes us into Inferno. Can you believe it? We're going to Inferno, and we're going to see a FaZe T-sided start.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be pretty good for FaZe Clan, because Inferno can be really T-sided, especially with the economy system in mind, with how simple you can boil this game down to, and with the fact that those banana fights are basically dictate half the round, and it's pretty much 50-50. So individual skills going to come into play. I don't know if you need super, huge just ways to kind of protocols and strats and everything to be able to work your way through it. Mainly that's on the CT side, B control and B defense, to be able to be like, okay, how many things do we have to stop the rush and do these other things?
Well, how do they stop the ultimate? And I'm not talking, this isn't like a Valorant joke, Josh. I know you love these sort of things, but how do they stop ultimate?
Well, Ultimate's going to have this issue on the CT side, I guess, with the op just being stuck behind smokes, potentially. He needs to find a way. Most oppers need to find a way to kind of not just get locked out behind smokes. Usually that's kind of playing around lane or getting aggressive in hulls, maybe getting aggressive at B. So, I mean, realistically, flashes and smokes for now.
Yeah.
It's Inferno.
That is a good start. Thank you very much, Josh. We're going to go to that quick break so we can come back and get ourselves situated for the next map of this series. FaZe and Liquid going toe-to-toe on Inferno. You're watching the Intel Extreme Masters Dallas 2025 with BRB.
Stages don't get bigger than this. Let's get it on! Biggest stage in Counter-Strike! 10 years Counter-Strike has been coming here. Mind melting from Ruteris. The cathedral of Counter-Strike. 10 years in the making, conquering the cathedral.
Hi, it's Bob with Face It. The official broadcast is better than ever on Face It Watch. Yep, that's right. Switch it up with the POV selector. 4 angles, your choice. From the main broadcast to your favourite player's view. And it's available on the Face It app and Chromecast. But wait, there's more. Keep watching, keep winning. That's how we roll. Watch IEM Dallas while having the chance to get skins and Face It points. Look at this beauty. Change the channel and control how you watch.
Welcome to 1xBet On It, this one for Group B of IEM Dallas. And we have a lot spicier of matchups in this group, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get started right out of the gate. Another easy one to start with, Dinko. Mao's taking on BC Game.
Yeah, that is an easy one on paper. Now, obviously, BC Game, they started getting some great results at the start of the year. A lot of
Great, you say?
Yeah, for themselves. You know, they had to climb out of the rankings, play on all these little CCT online cups, and get their way through and get that ranking. So the grind is hard. So to me, that is a great result for them because you start in the pit of despair and climb your way out, and now you're here at IEM Dallas. So
with an opportunity to play Mao's in your opening game.
Yeah, that sucks. But I just feel like with all the outside pressure and everything crumbling in the team, it's not the squad we've seen at the start of the year. So Mao should get through this one comfortably for me, 2-0.
Yeah, very wordy answer for a 2-0 comfort pick, Dinko. So let's move directly on because this one is the one where I want more words out of you. Team Liquid FaZe. This match is a crazy opening game to have at a tournament. FaZe with Simple stepping in, taking on Team Liquid, former team of Simple, of Elige, who's now in a FaZe jersey as well. So teammates going head to head, Twist, Naf on one side, Simple, Elige on the other. There's fireworks all over it.
Yeah, well, believing in Simple is my motto for this event. So I'm going to go with FaZe Clan going all the way to the grand final. So obviously they're going to handle Team Liquid.
Are you really?
2-0.
Say it right now. Are you really grand final?
Yeah, grand final for FaZe Clan. That's what I'm hoping for, you know, and I'm going to will it into existence, Chase. 2-0 start versus Team Liquid. We get the ball rolling. The stocks go up high on Simple. This is the game it happens in.
I feel really bad that I have you put that on record. I'm not quite on the believe Simple train. I'm not there yet. I want to see some things here. Dallas, I think, is going to be a rough event in terms of first start. His whole thing is for the major. So Simple not necessarily playing to be the best player right now, but playing against himself as the greatest player of all time in many people's opinions in CSGO. That's going to be a hard thing for him to overcome. So we'll have to see if he can get that magic back. I'm taking Liquid to win this one 2-1. I'm not there with Simple yet. You're taking FaZe 2-0. 2-0.
2-0. Gonna be a great start. Aurora versus Heroic. Now, Aurora, they've been up and down. Massive start to the year. Great results. But they have sort of dropped off a little bit. They still should take Heroic 2-1 here, but I don't think it's going to be as comfortable as you would like for Aurora.
I'm with you. I'm going to take 2-1 victory for Aurora as well, but their game is not pretty right now. Their game, when you watch them, the eye test isn't really landing, isn't really hitting for me. So they still have some progress to make as the major comes around, and as this event will go deeper to see what they can get to. But they are the better team. They should be the better team in this matchup. Falcons NRG as the last match. We got Nitro coming back. We got a little bit of hope for the NRG side of things.
Right. We sort of do this thing. 2 Dallases ago, we retired Nitro. Now he's back. So yeah, Team Falcons, second best team in the world. No problem for them. I think it's going to be a very comfortable 2-0. They're going to speed run their way through NRG, and Falcons should be a comfortable start.
Yeah, Nico, honestly, I don't predict against them too often.
Right.
2-0 for Falcons over NRG.
Right. So who do you think is making it through? I've got FaZe going through, obviously, and Falcons. for me personally.
Okay, well, you've lost
the FF combo.
This is the easiest one. It's going to be Malice Falcons, and that's it.
Yeah,
2
well,
and 3.
Well, a little bit of Dallas Magic's coming up. That's what I'm betting on it coming into this. That's the 1x bet on its segment here at IEM Dallas or Group B. Well, the 2-0 for FaZe isn't exactly possible, Jason, but they can still win. They can still win. They can still recover this.
They can still come back.
Yeah,
it's fine.
They could still do it. But yeah, I mean, you are always the pragmatic one, always the realist, Jason, and that is the reality we're living in. Team Liquid take the first map versus FaZe Clan. We know Dallas is going to be a tough event for this FaZe squad, who are now playing with 2 stand-ins, no rain. They just removed Brokey, brought in Simple, who's been out of the game for 181 days. So a lot of work to be done. We'll see what their Inferno looks like.
Yeah, this is their map pick, and Team Liquid have chosen to start on the T side, going to be tacking into FaZe's defense. So it'll be a Liege standing pat at the B bomb site alone, and a mid push. Oh, Liquid's waiting for it. They're looking for it. They sense it. Oh, that's a beautiful shot from Frozen. Skulls had one on top, and Liquid still have not triggered this trap. They have not sprung. Skulls delivering death down middle, and Twist finally trades it off, but that pistol round is cooked.
Definitely cooked, Jason. Overcooked. In fact, it's all chewy as FaZe Clan take themselves the pistol. They charge down mid. Skull's doing some great work that we see a little flurry of his ability. And Team Liquid have to eat the pistol loss.
Yeah, his lovely little follow-up to Frozen's opening kill. There's the first immediate headshot, but then Skull steps in. The trade on the Frozen death, and then just tapping away at the second player peeking out. Lovely work from FaZe with that push, and Liquid even seemed prepared for it and aware of the potential, and still drops the ball.
Carrigan making his new teammates feel at home.
He's keeping the energy up, you know? Keeping the positivity in there.
Well, he realizes how important that is, especially for this tournament.
Oh, and how nice it'd be if he could get Skulls on a little bit of a heater to start Inferno, to get the map started in the right way. Simple with the quick peek, takes down Ultimate, gets stuck on the wall coming back. It's all good. 4 on 5.
The big old Deagle ready to go for Russell Van Dulken.
Yeah,
but, he's going to duck out, go back in behind the smoke.
That's the Deagle that ruined them on Ancient a number of times as well.
Kind of stopped everything from getting going in that first half. Imagine a world in which FaZe don't have that little upset, that little curveball thrown into them in the third round of play, because they were starting to come back in that second half.
That could have been interesting.
Well, they've got to play with 4 MP9s here. They've got the advantage, looking to keep it clean. Still a lot of opportunities here for Liquid to show some danger.
I mean, I don't know. There's 40 seconds on the clock. You don't really have time to give Twist with the Deagle a chance to just kind of peek, especially with holes just being smoked off this entire time. So throw a little bit of a fake to try and show you want to take back banana control. You've actually forced back the defender, made Simple take a peek on Rap side, but now it's about just a set piece with what utility you have.
All right, Twist's 20 seconds. That's all you've got. Let's see what Liquid's final hurl at this A bomb site looks like. Naf leaping out down into the pit. Not like this phase. Carrigan cleaning up. And they needed him to do so, but they've already taken the site, and that plant is going to come in. Yep. Twist is going to put it down at the back of the bomb site, and we've got a 2v2 all of a sudden.
Oh, Naf's going to try and make it over to the cross, and he's found his way into his pit. Frozen went up Boiler. He's going to wrap around Long Flake in through Halls. So Twist has to be a small target. They're not considering this yet.
Oh, it's such a big problem here for FaZe if they concede this.
This is how Naf got the entry.
Yeah, getting down in to the mini pit, just intermittently checking in behind him. Stepping up towards Twist, body damage done. Frozen nose drops down into the pit. Twist cleared out from the site. FaZe recover it, but my God, it's a messy round.
It's exactly the same thing that happened on the entry. Naf came out the halls. The player was down in small pit underneath the balcony, looking towards the bomb site, never considering the drop behind him. So Naf just has it done to him in kind. Good job from Elige as well, being the target, taking the attention, taking the aggro, but being patient and backing off to let his teammate make the play.
Carrigan doesn't get a multi-kill here. Round's done. Frozen just waited until Naf gave away his position before he dropped down from the balcony. Made that an easy cleanup, but because of how close that round was, how much damage they did to FaZe, and getting a bomb plant, It's a buy back here for Team Liquid, so they're going to keep the pressure up.
Yeah, good deep nade though from FaZe has chunked down a number of Liquid players, but they aren't going to stop. Twist going to take this fight as fast as he can, misses narrowly the opportunity, but gets it back on Skulls. And now Simple lines him up, but can only get one.
Looked like he was going to knock him down, but it's Skull coming up Liquid here. Elige left on the other side of the map, sprinting back over, but he can't do much about this. Oh, it looked like Simple was guaranteed a multi-kill there. Look how low these Team Liquid players are. 3.5, 1 HP on Shuei. Yeah, so close to being a much better situation here for FaZe.
What a crazy round. It's like the dam just broke open on contact. As soon as Twist took that shot, it was just non-stop fighting until we find ourselves in this 1v4. So Elige coming over to look for some exits, trying to take some guns away. He knows the economy for Team Liquid is in a precarious position, so even without victory, taking 1 or 2 rifles is going to be valuable. There's the first, and time for Elige to just bail out. Molotov in the pit in case anyone's planning on saving there. Not a big deal. 2-1, Liquid on the board here on Inferno.
FaZe just can't catch a break in these early rounds though, can they? It's like you could have a 3-0 start here, your money growing, but Team Liquid are just so solid at continuing to do damage and inflict hurt upon the economy of FaZe in these early rounds.
Well, let's put it into the context too, because I mean, if you want to think about it this way, you say, you know, how unfortunate FaZe has been to a certain extent. Like, this hasn't really been an unlucky turn of events for them. They made a mistake 2 rounds ago with the pit defense. The defender, nobody watching for the Halls jump out, so they take a lot of damage against Tech9 and Pistols, lose the ensuing one, and now you're in a screwed money situation, but it's all because of the mistake you made 2 rounds ago.
Oh, Frozen's dead. Melted away. The ice turns to water as Elige drops back into the site. He's got Simple playing alongside of him towards CT spawn. Rolling back the years, Simple and Elige locking the bomb site down together, but it's just Elige getting a kill and it's not enough. Not enough to hold B. And so the dam breaks as Liquid flood in.
Yeah, and no real weaponry to hold them at bay. So Liquid gonna gain control, gonna tie things up at 2. They've got the economic control in the map. And they'll be able to extend this lead at least early going and see what their T side can put on the board. Skulls and Kerrigan to save the 5-7 in armor.
Just want to say, a few rounds ago, Jason, you used the term cooked.
Cooked.
And I was happy to hear you say that.
Yeah, it's yeah. Why is that?
I don't know, it's a Zoomer speak.
It's a Zoomer speak? Okay, yeah. Well, I've been around a lot of Zoomers. It's only natural.
Yeah, you haven't really learned about the Italian brain rot yet, but I kind of want to save you from that. I don't want you to ever have to deal with the.
I think you're all good there. I'm not gonna venture into those waters.
That's good. Treacherous indeed. With
cooked is about as far as I go.
2-2 though, as the start for FaZe Clan is cooked. You know, they had such a great pistol. You step up with a second round coming in, you just do a little bit too much damage done there.
And you're playing multiple rounds with just like this busted economy of buying an MP9, buying a Deagle, buying like a missing utility. That's a frustrating thing to have go on into it. But we're still early in the game, so nothing too crazy. Back to Pistols, the 2 save 5-7 in armor on Skulls and Kerrigan. Keep your eye on them. Even a smoke picked up from Skulls. Gonna try and funnel at least timing into the direction that they want. 3 defenders in Banana. And Nerds is gonna take down 1.
Right.
Nerds already close up towards Elige. Half wall cleared out. Elige P250 coming in. Nerds gonna go down, no problem. And Elige actually coming back, and FaZe somehow in a better position, at least on players. You still got to favor Liquid in terms of the weapon advantages that they've got here, but FaZe giving themselves a shot at round 5.
Yeah, how the tables have turned. Kerrigan's now got an AK-47. He's got that over towards Rap side at the A bomb site. Liquid gonna walk into a B hit. Not gonna go contact. They're gonna let him know they're coming with the smoke towards CT spawn. Shuei spots 1, that's Frozen, taking his peeks over towards Coffin. Still Elige to find inside the site.
Ooh, Frozen gonna be cleared out from the back of the Coffin. They open him up and swallow him whole as Kerrigan's arriving. Elige trying to step up from first or second orange, is not able to do it though. And you would have to hope for something miraculous out of Kerrigan. He'll step into the smoke and out of it a hero. If he can get a multi-kill here, it's just the one though. And Skulls took home to fight with a 5-7, but Twist able to ready his stance and commits to the 3rd round victory here for Liquid.
Yeah, no fear, full confidence for Twist. Getting caught in the open, but standing his ground and waiting for the repeat. Nicely done. Liquid take that lead. AK-47s across the board for the T side. They've got money for the AWP, but don't want to bring it out. Not a luxury that FaZe have on the other side of things. All those economic issues have prevented the big green from coming into play for Simple. Keeping it in. It's day one.
Holding it in.
Hold it
Wait till
in.
day 2, though. Day 2, it will be unleashed. And I'm there for that, really. Unleash. Poking and prodding his way around top banana. Although a lot of Liquid players waiting around that corner, and so you do not want to get involved in an unfavorable fight. Smoke comes in at the right time, and that will force Liquid back, at least for the time being.
A lot of gunfire through that smoke. Neither teams wanted to mess with it. It's pulled Kerrigan over. It's made him nervous that there's going to be an execute right after the defensive smoke clears. So they've added a third defender here, and it seems to be the right call for the moment. The bomb is still waiting outside of the B bomb site.
Simple collecting the opening kill of the round, carrying into follow-up, damage being done, Frozen on the cleanup, and eventually taken down by Twist, who now finds himself in a clutch. And Simple is incredibly low, and if he had gone down there, it would have been a 1v1 against Skulls. But Simple plays his life for at least for a second longer, and then jumps into the open, gives it up, and Twist makes it look easy.
That's a play from RVD. Challenging, just like the last round, not afraid of the fights. And he knows it's an awkward point in the map for the CTs of open space as they try and transition into a retake, and he never lets them close the gap. Beautiful round from Twist, and it forces a timeout out of FaZe. Gotta be a real deep conversation. They're getting beat all across the map. The trade game from Team Liquid has been spectacular, much like Ancient, seeming to have a propensity towards the B bomb site, continuing here on Inferno, and every time they get in that engagement, right at the bomb site, right in front of the choke point, they're winning them out, even losing the first couple engagements. Good trade from Nerds. Frozen gets 2. Twist comes in and sets himself up.
Yeah, that's such a frustrating round to lose if you're FaZe. I mean, you had so many of these kills go in your favor. Yeah, that's where the frustration will start to mount now for Simple. Getting caught as he tries to jump out of the speedway. Twist was confident to try and turn that into a 1v1 fight as early as possible. And that's been one of the big talking points about Twist removing himself from the in-game leader role is, are we going to see Twist come back to being that star player where he rises up to the form that he had before he became the in-game leader? So far, we are seeing that trajectory upwards. Frozen getting involved inside the smoke. Nerds realizes he's run past him, and eventually Frozen should be canceled out here by either Twist or Nerds, and eventually is taken down by that Twist Glock.
Yeah, sandwiched a little bit, nowhere to go for him. Chaotic round, but Liquid will come out on top, 5-2.
I mean, we're looking at 5 rounds in a row now for Team Liquid. They're really getting into the groove on the T side. Simple just spotted as well.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job in Banana. It feels like Liquid's coming out with that control more often than not. And done a really good job of just punishing it every time they're able to get the control. Simple being hunted down by Naf, easy kill. Round 8 up next, and FaZe yet to put a stop to this onslaught. Simple 56-50 in the bank. Op light armor, there we go. It's in the server. It's in the field of play. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, could be the tool to unlock some round victories here for the side of FaZe on the CT side here. This is Frozen getting sandwiched. Not a fun position to be in for him. We did see Simple's AWP strike.
It was solid on Ancient.
Yeah, it was a couple of really nice shots out of it. Unfortunately, a lot of the rounds he had impact in were not picked up or converted into round victories from FaZe.
Well, they might be coming at him. Twist got into Halls real quick. Looks like they want to have some pace to this. Now there is a Halls push as well, so Skulls can come in and wrap around behind them at an awkward timing. Naf is going to be there with the MAC-10 to control that.
Simple, there's the shot, and that's the opener. So, gonna back away. Here's Shuey making his way through the long smoke. Karrigan not ready for that play. And this creates a little bit of a worrying time for the AWP of Simple, who has to rely on the help of his teammate in Skulls to defend his short angle, while Simple has to worry about balcony. He's exposed to it. Can he get the pick? He can on Shuey. Twist will get it traded. Simple realizes he's taking damage, and now realizes he's alone. His teammates are gone, and so he's stuck on the A bomb site, and everybody's dropping. It's another round where Simple gets a multi-kill in the AWP, and no one else from FaZe steps up.
Okay, Molotov down behind the smoke. Frozen's got a dink. He's going to challenge this. Oh, I feel like he's going to step through it, maybe jump up. He knows he's got low HP. Nade into the smoke. Now's his moment on the plant. Frozen. He comes out the other side. He's got one in the sight. He's got another on Twist.
Oh my goodness, Frozen, what a move. And now it tees up. Just Nerds for this 1v2 round. The back, Simple gone. Tapping the defuse, not the full stake, but it's going to pull Nerds into the open. And Frozen's going to be able to pull it off.
There it is. That's a beautiful play from Frozen, sensing the weakness, sensing the opportunity, and not being afraid to go seize it. Inside the smoke, jumping up into Graveyard. Liquid never saw it coming. And FaZe absolutely needed a performance like that to get them going on the CT side. Recovers the up, but they're not done yet. 4 players go down. Economy's still very weak at a breaking point. This round perhaps bigger than the one previous if you're FaZe, to try and string things together and turn this half around.
The AWP goes up into the apartments. Simple looking for the same opening move.
Similar setup. Skulls this time further back, but same idea, same philosophy, and potentially the same result.
Well, he's lost his support. 1 for 1. Simple is not going to drop off the balcony. In fact, Liquid starting to fall away from their early A pressure. Let's start thinking about Banana, where currently they've got Elige.
Elige has had a really tough game to get a feel for. He's either been executed on a number of times, challenged frequently, but also been caught on a couple of lurks. And now the timing of the smoke is going to ruin him here. And yeah, hands up. He'll turn around, and I don't even think FaZe can fight for this. That kill is way too quick. No delay. You almost have to back off with this AWP in the hands of Simple.
Yeah, Elige's just having a rough game. He's having a very rough game. Karrigan still fighting forward. Somehow come out of that one alive still, even mid-reload.
Yeah, Nav's been taken down as well. So I mentioned you might want to keep this one away. Well, they've got the little bit of a gift, the kill and the extra damage to motivate them to go for it, but it might lure them in to just lose everything.
Well, a dink goes off from the Karrigan MP9, but I think they're still in a position where they're able to fall back. But with that kill from Simple, it's a nice little exit, but they have to pack their bags and leave. Oh yeah, Elige's just having a rough time. That was, you're just like building the case of, you know, he's having a frustrating game, hard to get it, then just gets domed like that.
But I mean, it looks silly from his POV as we watched it happen, but I mean, if you take what the whole half has looked like, the different executes onto the B bomb site where he's been forced to play passive, like he's taken some scrappy fights inside the B bomb site, you know, towards the banana boxes. Now all of a sudden, like, he's pushing, he's tried to lurk, and like it's really hard for him, I think, at the moment to read when exactly and what timing Liquid is coming at him. Are they fast or aggressive? Do I have to play it snow? Do I dump my utility? Are they watching for this lurk? Are they committed up middle? I think it's hard at the moment for FaZe as a team to get a read for Elige to know what's the good play for him to make. Oh, we didn't see that. That's awkward.
Okay, buddy.
He's got a good chuckle.
Well, you're back in NA. You gotta pull off a 1G.
Well, it is a tradition.
The Aussies have Shueys. We have 1Gs here. We've got Elige taking a little bit of damage early on. He's got to play this round with a FAMAS. Shuey's going to walk up and just catch Elige, blinded and executed upon, and it's done.
See what I mean? Look at the variety of hits they're showing at him. And like, and also, I mean, this is also one of those things with the 2 stand-in situation. Although none of the 3 who died were stand-ins, but I'll give him the luxury. But I mean, you're setting up some kind of a defense, some kind of
stand-ins, Jason.
No, just blame him either way. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's really rough right now for Elige. The fights he's getting, you know, he's blinded and Shuey's running through. That has been something that I think Shuey and Twist in particular have been really good at over the last couple of maps here.
And on this map in particular, I think they care even less. I feel like they have even more confidence because we know they have a play. We've seen it a number of times since Shuey joined. The really fast mid play from Twist. We saw it, I think, in round 2 or 3 in this game, where he just gets up mid like super quick at an odd timing and takes a fight and then just leaves. And now they've kind of done it at Banana as well. Go up Banana, take control. Oh, no resistance. Oh, it's quiet. No defensive utility. Okay, let's contact with one flash.
So Lee's trying to get into first orange, is blinded. Frozen trying to get to the back of the new box. Catching them blind and out of position. And saves the monitor from any real damage there.
Tracksuits look nice though.
Yeah, they do. They will always have that.
They'll always have those tracksuits. Flashbang out towards middle. Utility exchange of Banana, but no presence behind it for Team Liquid.
Not the smoke they were looking for there. Simple. He said he was practicing nades, you know, maybe a little extra practice on that one. A little extra sauce on it, but here comes Naf. It's going to be Skulls getting cleared out of the apartments. Oh, Twisted to just follow up. So yeah, we're back to just a blistering T side from Team Liquid, charging in at this phase defense and ripping them to shreds no matter where they go. Whether it's the B bomb side or A, it's open.
I mean, I think now you're just seeing Liquid take advantage of a disjointed defense. I think, you know, I mentioned Elish having a rough game in terms of getting comfortable and understanding what kind of fights are going to be coming his way at different times. Skulls is having a rough game as well, but a completely different reasoning. He's just getting deleted over at the A-bomb site whenever he's tried to make a move. And this is what I've alluded to with Skulls. His ability to go find impact, I think sometimes he struggles with. So when he's trying to find a timing to make a play at the A-bomb site, he's just repeatedly getting caught.
No, I'm sick.
And it's exacerbated and looks worse because of two stand-ins, because of the disorganization of temporary players in the team. And Liquid feel like they've built up to critical mass. Even a little giggle out of Twist there at the end. It's 8-3.
A second timeout for FaZe.
I'm sick, boy.
We came into today, everybody, including the FaZe Clan players themselves, wondering how the hell is this going to go? What are we going to see today on the server?
Well, we spoke to Kerrigan last night when we got back from dinner. We were just having a chat with him outside and a couple other guys, and you know, the words, without revealing all the details, the words he gave us were, buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up, enjoy the show.
Yeah, buckle up, enjoy the show. So that's what we're doing this week. That's the theme of the week here at Dallas, is buckle up, enjoy the show.
Because it could be a roller coaster. It really could. Some loop-de-loops, twists and turns.
And on this roller coaster, you need the seatbelt.
You definitely need the seatbelt. Well, let's see if they can get this last round of the half here, FaZe. Called a timeout for it. 8-4 is doable. 9-3, we're getting into very difficult territory.
And now you're just losing every single duel on top of everything as well. So it's going from bad to worse if you're FaZe. 5-on-4 for Liquid. A minute and a half left in the round.
Shui and Ultimate making their way through top middle. Taking their time, silently slinking their way closer and closer to this A site. Simple retreating back into the archway. Shui about to find himself in this position.
He's got the bomb.
Yeah. Now he's used the nade, but Simple hits off his body, so sound Q, and he'll have to drop back in behind that cover. So Shui gets away with a risky play of having the bomb in his back.
Oh, okay, trajectory shown. They know Skulls is in pit underneath the balcony.
We're going to limit the position of Big Pit, realizing that he has to be in the mini pit. That Molly actually missed. Kerrigan goes down inside of the site. Skull's not able to step up, and the FaZe defense does not do much here in this first half. We're looking at 9-3 for Team Liquid.
Didn't even need the Molotov. Shuhei just styling on you kids. Simple comes out, taken down by Ultimate, and that is the half. 9-3. A blistering T-side from Team Liquid puts them up by 6 as Simple's debut is looking ruined.
9-3 lead for Team Liquid, and frustrations mounting here for FaZe. So many different looks on that T side, and it was evident who was the real practice team and who was the squad with 2 stand-ins.
Yeah, FaZe tried to keep it together as long as they possibly could, and it was admirable, but we could see towards the end of it, yeah, things like this just kind of bumping out across all the players. You can just see just the buildup of frustrations, of mistakes, of miscommunications, unfamiliarity with each other. Liquid have complete control of this map, and nothing has given us an indication that FaZe can do anything about it. So, pistol round of the second half. Smoke, flash on Skulls and Kerrigan. In mid and ult mid, and Quiet boosting up in towards Halls. Now there is a stack in middle, but if this attack goes towards Halls, there's nobody in pit to slow it down.
This is a 9-3 scoreline with a FaZe pistol round win. Looking to take their second as Elise runs into top mid. He's blinded again. I feel like there's been so many fights for him where he's just not even been able to see his opponent. Simple fighting FaZe back into this pistol round though. He's got 3. And Shuai cutting away that bomb plant. So Simple is required again. In fact, it pretty much is all Simple here because Kerrigan's low in HP. He's got a minute to work with. He'll drop, nearly dropped Shuai in the sight. His HP is so low. Simple just looking to finish him off, running out of bullets. Kerrigan comes in to help. And now it is just Nerds left on 5 HP, coming back into the fight. And Simple's looking for his 4th kill of the pistol, and that is exactly what he will grab.
Herculean individual effort from Simple puts together a complete round start to finish. You're exactly right. That was all him. The only one having impact to keep that round in contention. Here's the jump out of the halls, as I mentioned. 4 players watching towards brackets. Nobody's there to watch Simple and hold him back, so he's just got a free turn to the left, some free kills over in lane, and then he's got the space to work with.
Let's go, boys.
And Frozen thanking his lucky stars that he's got Simple on the team for Dallas, because that pistol round would have gone sideways.
Well, it's only the pistol. It's the first step of what is going to be a massive comeback if FaZe are able to pull it off here. Team Liquid have been so good at being disruptive. Sure, they've lost, what, 3 out of the 4 pistol rounds played so far in the game today.
And both pistols on Inferno.
But they've been very disruptive in these follow-up rounds with force buys, with pistols. So FaZe are going to be aware of that. They haven't been clean in these conversions.
No, and I mean, even when they won them, they've taken a ton of damage, so it's put them in awkward positions moving forward. So needing to convert this. Nerds tucked into the cubby on ult mid. Naf and Twist to hold down lane. Ultimate's going to be there to work with Twist at range, but he'll largely be negated.
Resmoke comes in at the 55-second mark, and FaZe do not want to go through that, so they're going to be funneled into the short setup. A stack of players on this side of the map for Team Liquid. Could get a little scary here for FaZe Clan. Kara going to go down first. Elysian and Skulls cleaning up, though. And it's okay. No danger here, as the 5th round for FaZe is collected with only 1 casualty.
Yeah, nicely done from FaZe. Really good, strong, overwhelming hit. Good utility. And no options for Liquid or Shuhei, so he'll back off. FaZe is up to 5, and they do it clean. So no economic issues. They finally get that really nice, comfortable start that they look for on T-side Inferno.
Well, just you wait. There's going to be at least 1 Deagle in the next round. We'll see how that goes, but we take a fantastic T-side from the side of FaZe Clan, but also a collapse on the defense from Team Liquid once those guns come out.
Kerrigan can call it, and I'm interested to see. I would imagine this is going to be a pretty simple T-side from FaZe. We've touched on the stand-in situation. Yeah. I do apologize for that. I didn't even notice it. But it's going to be really basic. How's that?
Basic.
I think it's going to be a lot of grouped up stuff. Maybe some 1-4s leaving alert, but I think for the most part, this will be like maybe spread into a default, but group up at some point and execute onto a bomb site. I think Kerrigan's going to try and keep moving pieces to a minimum, considering the level of communication and familiarity they have with everyone.
Well, no Deagles. Just the 5-7s, Joe Berettas. It would be a luxury for FaZe to actually have some money built up going into the gun rounds as well. Uh-oh, not the start they're hoping for. Yeah, the Joe Beretta is going up against Skulls. Naf's going to come away with that MAC-10.
And it's perfect, because look at the way it's funneled FaZe, saying, okay, well now we don't really want to mess. We don't know what's at the A-bomb site. Let's go to the B-bomb site. However, there's plenty of defenders here. 4 of them to be exact. A boost up on second oranges. It's all down to Shuei's smoke. How disruptive can that be? How much can that cause chaos for the FaZe attack?
Just a lot of time on the clock for FaZe. They disperse the smoke at CT. I think they're a little bit too deep now for that smoke to be effective at all from Shuei. Twist dropping off second oranges, and it's a cleanup here. Okay, a little scary for a second, just for Frozen, but he gets the side arm out in time, and so it is going to be a 6th round for FaZe.
That's a really hard smoke to time, because he obviously wants them to be committed and have that smoke kind of, you know, spread out into their vision, but I mean, you don't have vision yourself, you don't have information yourself of when they're coming in, of how committed they are, whether it's counter utility. Yeah, tough one. So 6 rounds for FaZe. And Liquid will get the guns out in the next round, so finally we get to see this defense with weapons, with M4s and utility. What can they do to stop FaZe? Liquid 4 rounds away from closing out their opening series of IEM Dallas with a victory. But FaZe putting a late fight into the mix here on Inferno.
Well, they started to build up a bit of a comeback in that second half of H as well.
Yeah, they did. They clawed all the way back into it and fell at the final hurdle. Fell right at the end. All up in the hands of Ultimate. He's got Bank behind it as well, so some cash built up. M4s across the board otherwise. See, excuse me, it's Naf with the staying on the MAC-10 who's dropping it off over.
I don't know how Frozen doesn't die here. That's crazy. I think Shuei's feeling the same. Twist. Yeah, no one's seen it. Don't worry.
It's a crazy situation where even if you get the best result, you're still not going to win. So everyone's allowed to just smile and relax on it. Smoke in towards middle, but look at what Elige has done to play with that. Step through. Ultimate slow on the shot. Tags Frozen through the wall, but takes a death in return.
Elige creating some space. Naf going down. They're going to follow up on that. Bombs all the way back at stairs, but they've got the A site. They've got everything they need, and FaZe burst through to a quick round victory.
Yeah, good small read from Elige after that kill. Here's the bullets of Twist coming in from Rap side. He says, you guys don't have anyone here. Likely a 3-man start. You heard the op ring out from Ultimate, so you got all the information. Elige steps into a free site. 1 HP on him, 16 on Frozen. Thin margins, but FaZe bring the scoreline to within 2. 7 for FaZe to the 9 of Team Liquid.
They've closed this gap very quickly, haven't they? Impressive.
This is the benefit of that nice start on T-Side Inferno, of having control of the economy, not dropping round 2, not taking heavy losses in either round 2 or round 3. Now you get to reap the rewards, which is jump out to a pretty decent start in this second half. It's going to be 4 in a row. And if they can take any of these guns away from Team Liquid right at the end, they could set themselves up even nicer, but they don't look too motivated. What's the op? They want that. They're motivated now. Now they're hungry for it. Nerds pinned down. Utility streaming in to try and keep them alive. Kerrigan desperate for the op, and Nerds survives.
For now, as Simple steps up, can he get a last-second headshot off? Nerds just cowering behind the pillar, and he will hold on to the AWP. That is a huge effort to hold on to that.
Everyone's smiling. Kerrigan's having a good time. Simple's laughing about it. I bet Nerds on the other side of the room was having a great time.
Sweating a little bit.
Just dancing.
Probably profusely, actually. All right, cracking the knuckles as Elige. Hoping the second half is a completely different story for him. Had an incredibly frustrating first half of Inferno. Not necessarily a great game from him either on Ancient. Survives to 1 HP here. Great work done from Nerds, just using that slim pillar to protect him. He's had a good game so far. Nerds 14 kills, 8 deaths. No one challenging down Banana here for Team Liquid. FaZe have that space to play with early.
Pump flash in towards Halls from Team Liquid might give FaZe a piece of communication that they cleared Halls, which didn't happen, but might be what FaZe is thinking at the moment. 2-man crews working map control. Frozen and Kerrigan over in Banana. And now 3 players joined up in halls. So FaZe not yet making the final decision, but they want Liquid to feel like a B hit is possible. They want to keep the defense honest. And they've accomplished it so far. Halls pop is coming in. 3 players, Naf and Twist to defend. And a timely smoke.
Naf waiting in the pit. It's going to be Twist to take that kill. Naf did the early damage. Twist cleaning up from the site, though. Twist with a triple. It's Carrigan has to try and bail his team out of this. He's going into the site. Can't do it, though. It's just Frozen left it short, and Twist is going to walk in and walk out with 4 kills. Incredible round from the site from Twist.
Yeah, but give a little high five over to Naf, being the nuisance in pit. He plays that really well. Gets the first kill, doesn't get caught chasing the second player, waiting to see if a third is going to come out of the smoke. Assists on many of those Twist kills, and that's a beautiful crossfire setup. Played to perfection by longtime teammates Twist and Naf. No chance for FaZe at breaking this up. And Team Liquid hits double digits, 10-7, round 18. Simple with an up, ultimate as well.
And Simple is looking for that opening pick as he jumps up on top of the logs, peering over the banana smoke. But Team Liquid haven't really shown over the last few rounds that they want to challenge around this corner.
Yeah, they just, anytime they sense FaZe coming quick, it feels like they just back off and give it up. I guess the one, like, the thing that breaks that rule is the ultimate op sticking at the corner for his one shot. He got taken down. But other than that, these rifles haven't wanted to get frisky with the aggressive play. Nice fortunate find through smoke. Get some extra damage deep as well. Risky, though, with Liquid in a 5-on-4. They shift the defender away from the B bomb site, so Nertz is alone playing a retake. He's got a smoke to delay. But FaZe would love an avenue into the B bomb site with a man disadvantage. They take that any day of the week. So towards the end of the smoke, I'd expect to see somebody rotate back towards the B bomb site to join up with Nertz.
Very limited time left here for FaZe to make this execute work. Their A execute in the last round was failed. It was flubbed, and now Nertz on the fountain. Drowns out 1. Couldn't get a leash, though. Ultimate to try and step up, goes through the side of the smoke, but a missed shot as a leash doubles up. Naf right back through that smoke itself. It's Simple to topple. And we've got the flank from Shuei that should wrap this affair up. Skulls, it would take a miraculous moment to win this 1v3. And it's not going to happen. Naf doesn't allow it. And we're looking at Twist getting on that defuse. And Team Liquid back to winning ways.
A little bit worried, though, when Ultimate makes that play in the 4-on-3 as the bomb's being planted through the smoke. That felt unnecessary. He goes down. That could have been really, really dangerous for Liquid. Tough bomb sites to retake with equal numbers, but Naf gets one right back through the smoke. Might have been the saving grace, or this one. Starting out with a free opening kill through the smoke as well. No information. Timeout from FaZe. They had plenty of money built up after their 4-round win streak to start this half. The extra money from the plant helps. But they've invested all of it, everything they'd banked up for this round. 7-11, Team Liquid on the verge of being on series point. And handing FaZe a loss to start IEM Dallas, so everything goes into round 19. Up in Simple's hands. Utility for everyone else. And FaZe line up to come right back at Liquid.
This time, it's Ultimate. Close towards the top mid pick. Elish dodging and weaving his way past the scope. Gets into Boiler. Frozen has a dangerous game ahead of him as he goes around the half wall. Carrigan actually going to step up first as he goes over the top of the car. It's a lot of damage, but not enough for Carrigan, and the trade wasn't there. As Frozen has to fall back and respect that smoke. So it's on Simple to get the trade elsewhere. Elish falling to the hand of Naf.
Yeah, but Shuei's made a...
Oh, God, that's such a big play from Skulls, but it's not going to work out. And so it falls down to this, a 3v2 with 2 plays extremely low on Team Liquid.
This is the play from Shuei I wanted to reference. Look at this push down banana. As soon as Frozen got that kill, he stepped into the smoke, got to half wall. Now he's got a nasty timing on this flank. I think FaZe might just be ruined. Naf and Nerds, all you have to do is live, survive, take down one, because Shuei's going to win the round for you if you give him a chance.
Can Simple hit this flick? Yes, he can! Big flick down into the site. Nav steps into the open, and now the flank has to win it. As Shuei comes around the backside, he's quite quick about this. Frozen spotted out. Nerds, he's got the kill. It's all Shuei, and now he reveals his position, so it falls to Simple. It's either series point for Team Liquid off the back of Shuei, or it's Simple giving hope to FaZe.
And this is exactly the situation FaZe had his mind when they brought him into this team, was to win these moments.
It goes silent as Simple looks towards the apartments, but Shuei slinks closer through short. Simple backs up in the site. 1v1, missed shot, got the cover. Goes back out into the open again, Simple. Dancing around the boxes, Shuei in the open, and Simple's got the shot. Never a doubt, really, and that's why FaZe have got him in the squad.
So calm, so composed, and you could see him just hunting Shuei down. Quick first shot misses, but after that, it's just a game, a chess match of how you position and dance around the boxes you're afforded. And Simple's just so ready to outposition Shuei on that final peak. Admirable defense put up from Naf. He did everything. But right at the end, swings out into the open. Prime shot for Simple, and a beautiful clutch.
How? I might do someone.
Tell you what, Ultimate's up on the other side. Hasn't been able to get going on the CT side. I don't know if I've seen him have a good look just yet.
Well, that round, it catalyzed a comeback here for FaZe. It has to.
Well, this is the round. Look at the buy from Team Liquid. Weapons look great. Everything behind the weapons look horrible. Minute and 20 seconds. You've got 3 smokes of flashbang to work with. Some nades are going to be stockpiled.
No early casualties.
What about now?
Left and still 10 players alive on the server in round 20. Smoke starting to fade away at top mid, and we'll see FaZe move into position now with flashes.
What about now?
To take brackets.
Okay. Oh my god, man. Oh, I said after this game, I am fucking
in the arches.
Getting off this shit.
Realizes that smoke. It's gonna be for the library, so he steps into the open. It's a double from Shuei. Great step up from the Liquid leader, and now with 25 seconds left, the bomb is making its play towards the B bomb site, and there's still 2 CTs here.
Yeah, Liquid know exactly what's coming. That's the most obvious B split setup ever. Simple trades it off, but you don't expect Nerds. Free kill, even though he missed the initial tap.
Hey, half price.
Yeah. We're fine. Skulls, last left in a 1v3, but he's got no time for this. 12-8 is the scoreline. Team Liquid, 4 opportunities to close out this series. Deliver a loss to FaZe to start IEM Dallas. Take to victory for yourself.
This is a great move from Shuei. Realizes that smoke is dropped to cover off the library, which would still allow a peek out of the arches. Gets a move on.
The missed first bullet. It got me. It made me chuckle.
Yeah, it definitely looked free.
Well, speaking of looking free, you've got a final round to win the series. You have a full buy going up against a Galil, 3 Tech 9s and a P250. So not quite free, but about as free as you can get to win a series.
Oh no. Wouldn't lose that.
3-man defensive setup here for Liquid as the execute rains on in for FaZe. It's Carrigan charging forward, and that Tech 9 erupts to the head of Shuei. No multi-kill for him this time. Instead, it's the Canadians combining for 3 kills. We've got Simple and Elise trying to fight forward for FaZe as that plant is coming in. Once again.
It's a
Simple
strong...
could be involved in prolonging play here for FaZe.
It's a strong duo in a clutch. I'm not going to lie to you. Simple and Elige. Those are big names going up against you. You got Twist, Ultimate, and Nerds to try and break in through this, and Twist going to wrap around through brackets.
And it would be a big time for Elige to step up. Has always been quiet so far throughout this series. He's going to wait in the pit. He's got the better weapon. Simple's in the sight. They're letting Twist move up. Take space, it's short. Dead from the pit. Elige with that first kill. Simple in the sight. It's all on Simple again, and he drops into the smoke. Time's the problem here for Liquid. There's not enough of it, and Simple hunts down that final kill.
Okay, guys, I have Yolo call now. You guys ready?
I'll go back to
I'm
Kerrigan.
ready.
Go back to Kerrigan. Go back to Kerrigan. Oh.
We can't listen to the call, Jason. We just have to wait at the edge of our seats.
I wanted to know. He sounded so hyped up about that call. Back-to-back post plants for Simple, and he delivers in both of them. Fantastic work. Shuhei gets beat on the off angle with a flashbang, so Twist has got to pick up the pieces, disjoints the defense. Makes it that much less effective. 12-9, and Team Liquid play conservative with the money. No games, just a full-blown save. Give yourself the best buy in the next round to win.
Oh, not the start Frozen would have liked. No, damage done as well.
Oh, he got hungry. He heard that dink come out from the USP. Swung hard for that kill. Can't really blame him. But after the initial kill, it goes the other direction for the moment.
Not like this. Oh, there we go. 5-7, finally put in the ground. FaZe always making it scary. But they get into the site, and I guess the call was hit the B-bomb site.
Yeah, nice rush to the B-bomb site.
Have a great call. Revolutionary. Maybe it's for a later round.
It was for vibes. It's a nice joke to throw into a tense situation.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got a great call, guys. We're going to rush B.
What do you got, Kerrigan? What are you cooking?
Everyone perks up.
Rush B.
Okay, this round going to be a little bit faster. I heard something about Insta. I heard the word fast.
Line up fast.
Come on, let it go to
Here we go,
overtime.
12-10. Liquid back into the buy after saving with just pistols. AWP in the hands of Ultimate, but has been quiet. Hasn't had a whole lot of rounds, hasn't had a whole lot of kills with the AWP that have changed the nature of the game. Hasn't quite had to yet. And no AWP for Simple on the T side. AK in hand with 21 kills.
So they throw that smoke halfway up Banana. Some utility to follow in behind it. Ultimate was peeking down middle, but retreats just as the peek came in from Elige. And the FaZe 2 rounds in a row required for overtime. There's a very quick execute here. Coming in towards the A side, Elige erupts through top middle. Half down, after one, Elige is starting to light up the scoreboard now. And they're into the site. Twist retreating into the bomb site itself, and all of his teammates are gone.
Bomb's dropped all the way back at T-spawn, so that might get a little bit weird. This round still has a lot to play out. Twist hiding inside the site. Here's the footsteps at the entrance. That's Simple. But this is taking his gaze away from Elige. Oh, missed shot, but he gets the conversion.
No way. He could dig him out of the hole. Van Dolken stays alive inside of the site. Shuhei turns up. And just enough to close it out. Liquid let out a roar as they take their opening win here at the Intel Extreme Masters Dallas 2025. This story was all about the return of Simple, but it did not get off to the start that they were hoping for.
Yeah, I think too, like this is a beautiful look Liquid with Shuhei now that they've actually got some time with him putting things together, and you can have a lot more confidence down the stretch in this Liquid.
Yeah, speaking of Liquid, not a rain in sight except for on the parade of FaZe. That's right, we looked at a Simple coming in here into the server after some X amount of days absentee. Now we see that spoiled return to the server, brought to you in part by NAF and company. Even you look over there at Liquid, they held on, and they held on strong, Josh.
Yeah, you look at them and, you know, on paper, you're thinking, which way is this going to go? You see the return of Simple. You see him coming into a FaZe clan that's kind of been bleeding out for a while, but Liquid hasn't been looking too hot lately, so you never really know. You're just like hoping for an exciting match. And I think we saw some good moments there from both teams, and we got to see, especially towards the end of the game there on Inferno, we got to see Simple coming back and forth and winning some clutches.
Oh, absolutely. Simple was in the server today, which was exciting. Everyone tuning in from around the world to watch what Mr. Kosali would do in the game. And how did that go for you? How did you perceive this return?
We saw some moments. There's some moments. We got to see him get the op out on then Inferno. He opened up a couple of rounds with it. We got to see him closing out some rounds, starting with Ancient first round, pistol round, 2 versus 3 with Skulls to open up the game. So we got to see glimpses of his former self. Obviously, with everything else going on with the side of FaZe, kind of having issues, struggles, collecting rounds together, having some tilt moments. It wasn't the prettiest of sights, but I mean, it did pretty good.
Yeah, overall, you know, dare I say even that, you know, Elige used to wear a Liquid jersey? I don't know if you remember any of that either, but...
Yeah, I mean, Simple and Elige both were on Liquid jerseys together at one point.
A lot of familiar
2016.
A lot of familiar faces in the server today, Josh. You think some of that played into the mind games of this? I know it's been a while for some of them. They haven't been in the server for a while, but some of them former teammates and friends or whatever.
Look, when you've been playing in the scene for, whatever, like 5 years, 10 years, everyone kind of knows everyone at that point, especially if you play against each other so often. Being on the same team for 3 months, 10 years ago, is that really going to change anything? Probably not. There's not a mind game. They're just gaming.
Yeah, they're just
gaming.
They're having a good time.
Yeah,
Josh, that's what we're here to do, which is why we're going to talk about round number 9. You can have fun over on Banana.
Okay.
Perhaps if your trades go your way. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, when we look at this map, I was kind of alluding to it at the beginning of the game as well. Just like that Banana, it's so difficult to maintain that control on Banana, the CT side. It feels like you get caught out so often by this stuff. So when I look at Liquid, where they start getting the rounds together, it's basically doing some of these, just basically this is a, let's go back to Banana, catch Elige, jiggling with his nade out, they get into the site for free basically, and then they're able to play out this, the post plant, bombs planted, 3 versus 3, once they win that fight there against Kerrigan, okay, boom. What do they do the next round? All right, you know what? Let's just do Banana control, default, they're not gonna really do anything to us, and let's pop into B. And it's a 3-man Banana, they're trying to go and retake Banana, that's what FaZe's plan was. Hey, they're gonna take Banana control, we don't know how to hold it because we're basically playing with 2 stand-ins, so let's just retake Banana control after they take it. And on that timing, Liquid just walk in, they get to the top, they get to the car, they throw a couple simple flashes, run in, and they go 3 for 1 on that site, and they're able to open it up. And I was surprised going into that second half that FaZe wouldn't realize that, hey, maybe the key to winning this game is going to be B, because most of the rounds were spent at A. Didn't really work out, except for when Simple was winning those clutches, 1v1.
When he had to close it out at the very end of the road there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's not really something you can bank on every round going ahead and winning that way, Josh. I mean, round number 9, you like this one enough. We might as well throw the timeline up there to show you just how much this dominance looked like on the Liquid side.
Yeah, and if you look at that first round win actually for the side of Team Liquid there, that was actually when FaZe, they win that second round against Team Liquid force buying, trying to go up A. They get the bomb plant, but they lose the round. So FaZe going into that round 3 decide, okay, let's just do a timing flash peek at the top of middle, and they peek out, but it's actually Liquid that gets all the kills. They clean it up real nice and quick, they get all the kills, and then that's their opening into the game. And it's kind of like